When you hear what I have to say, you'll understand. It seems the woman I offered up as a prize is more than just a Republic officer. She's actually a Jedi. I've had to equip her with a neural disruptor collar to keep her mind in a state of unfocused confusion, just to make sure she doesn't use her force powers to escape. Obviously, I can't turn her over to you. It would be far too dangerous to have a Jedi as a slave. But rest assured, I'll find some other way to compensate you for your victory. You old fool! Your traditions are nothing to me. I am the wave of the future. If I want to withdraw the prize and sell this woman on the slave market myself, nobody can stop me.
I might have something to say about that, Brejik.
What? Impossible. You were restrained by a neural disruptor. How could you have possibly summoned the will to free yourself?
You underestimate the strength of a Jedi's mind, Brejik. A mistake you won't live to regret.
Vulcus, to me! Kill this woman! Kill the swoop rider! Kill them all!
Well, maybe those bloody Vulcus will think twice next time before trying to keep a Jedi prisoner. And as for you, if you think you can collect me as a prize... Wait, I don't believe this. You're one of the soldiers with the Republic fleet, aren't you? Yes, I'm sure of it. How did you end up racing for these swoop gangs? Well, we don't have time for it now. We have to get out of here before the Sith show up to sort out this mess. Is there somewhere safe we can go? You must have banked a turn too sharply, because it sounds like all the blood has rushed from your brain. I am Bastila Shan, a member of the Jedi Order and a fleet commander for the Republic. Nobody owns me. Now, we don't have time for joking around. What are you doing here? Save me. Is that what you were trying to accomplish by riding in that swoop race? Well, as far as rescues go, this is a pretty poor example. In case you hadn't noticed, I managed to free myself from that neural restraint collar without your help. In fact, it's more accurate to say that I saved you. Brejik and his Vulcans would have left you for dead if I hadn't stepped into that fight. You're lucky I was here to get you out of this mess. I may have been a prisoner, but a Jedi is never helpless. Maybe you've heard of a little thing called the Force, but I suppose I shouldn't be too hard on you. You did try to save me, after all, even if it didn't go quite as planned. So let's get down to business. We're not out of danger yet. Yes, I suppose you can. Well, I appreciate your attempt to save me, even if it didn't really go as you planned. But let's get down to business. We're not out of danger yet. If I'm going to figure out a way for us to get off this planet, I need to know what kind of resources we can draw on. First, are we the only two survivors left from the End Spire? The Republic, for one. I was a fleet commander, remember? But I don't want you getting all worked up over nothing. So tell me, do you have a plan to get off this planet? Karth Onasi is alive. Finally, some good news. Karth is one of the Republic's best soldiers. He's proved himself a hero a dozen times over. And he sent you here to save me. Maybe I misjudged you. Karth wouldn't have sent you if he wasn't confident in your abilities. Forgive me. Despite my Jedi training, I still tend to act a bit rashly sometimes. Please, take me to Karth right away. Between the three of us, I'm sure we can figure out some way to get off this planet before the Sith realize we're here.
Bastila, I was wondering something. How did those Vulcans manage to capture a famous Jedi like you? Were you knocked out when your escape pod crashed?
No, I was conscious. But my force powers were exhausted from using my battle meditation in the battle for the End Spire. Without my help, you might have never gotten off the ship alive.
Fair enough, but I've seen you Jedi in action. There's no way those thugs could have stood a chance against your lightsaber.
My lightsaber was misplaced. I couldn't find it after the crash. I looked everywhere in that pod. The Vulcans came and overwhelmed me, even as I was searching for my weapon.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You lost your lightsaber? Well, I mean, isn't that a violation of some kind of Jedi code or something?
This is no laughing matter. During the crash, my lightsaber must have fallen from my belt and rolled under my seat. The Vulcans probably found it there when they searched the wreckage.
Hey, don't get mad. I'm sorry. It's just funny to think of a legendary Jedi losing her lightsaber. Take my advice. This is one detail you might want to keep out of the history texts.
I hardly consider myself a legend, Karth, though I will consider your advice when I relate these events to the Jedi Council. There is no need for them to know every detail of what transpired.
Bastila, did you ever think about joining all the Jedi who were running off to follow Revan and Malak when they went to fight the Mandalorians?
That was nearly 5 years ago. I was still an apprentice. My battle meditation hadn't even manifested itself. Yet even then I had the wisdom to obey the will of the Council. Unlike Revan.
I guess. Still, do you ever wonder if things could have been different? I mean, would Revan and Malak still have been corrupted if the Council had supported them instead of dragging its feet?
Do not blame Revan's corruption on the Council. Your Republic saw only the threat of the Mandalorians. But the wisdom of the Masters saw beyond the immediate threat. There was something lurking out there, something that devoured Revan and Malak, and many other Jedi. Had the Council sent us all into the unknown, how many more would have fallen?
So you're saying we should have done nothing? Just let the Mandalorians conquer us unopposed? I mean, the Republic was under attack, and the Order abandoned us.
We did not abandon you, but the Council were not about to throw lives away foolishly. In time we would have aided you against the Mandalorians, but you couldn't wait. Revan and Malak offered a quicker answer, and the Republic chose to walk the easy path rather than the path of wisdom. Now we see the results all around us. You asked me if I think things could have been different. I know they could have. If Revan had only listened to the Council, millions of innocent people would still be alive.
Yeah, right, and every single one of them would have been speaking Mandalorian. I think we're done here. Let's just get back to the task at hand.
So, Bastila, I heard a rumor that the Vulkars captured you without much of a struggle. It must be embarrassing to be bested by a handful of street thugs.
There were extenuating circumstances, and I can assure you, it took far more than a handful of Vulkars to subdue me.
Whatever you say. All I know is that if we had more Jedi like Bastila fighting against us in the Mandalorian Wars, my side might not have lost.
Bold talk from a broken-down mercenary who was serving at Davik's heel. I'd call you his pet cat-hound, but they have enough loyalty not to turn on their masters.
Insults? Maybe if your master had trained your lightsaber to be as quick as your tongue, you could have escaped those Vulkars, you spoiled little Jedi princess.
I was not spoiled. I was given the same training as everyone else in the Order. You are nothing but... No, I must not do this. There is no emotion. There is peace.
That's the problem with you Jedi. Always chanting about peace and control. Never up for a good fight. Well, except for Revan, I guess.
Enough, Mandalorian. I won't rise to your bait anymore. The game is over. Let us continue on with what we were doing.
Helping people is all well and good, but you have to help yourself first, right? I'm telling you, Davik will pay big credits for the cure. More than Zelka could ever afford.
And then only the wealthiest patrons could acquire the cure. That's hardly fair.
If you haven't noticed, not much about this place is fair.
That doesn't mean we have to actively work to make it worse, Karth.
We're not in a position to be much more than just realists, are we?
I'm a Jedi. I will always try to help if I can. You don't intend to work as a bounty hunter, do you? What need could you possibly have for so many credits?
It couldn't hurt, could it? Enough credits could help grease a lot of wheels.
Getting paid to murder others is hardly justifiable. It's a path that could easily lead to the dark side.
Well, it's my experience that the targets of these bounties are usually criminals themselves. So don't get all in a twist over it.
I'll get in a twist if I think it's called for, Karth. I simply suggest we should use caution if we intend to participate in this business.
You are like all the rest. You will not see the truth. On the day of reckoning, you will suffer with the rest of the alien lovers.
We should leave. This man may be deranged, but he could also make considerable trouble for us.
Yes, my fellow human, you have seen the light. Gordon Kolu has marked your face. I will remember you when the time to destroy the aliens and the alien lovers is upon us. For now, stay vigilant, be ready, trust no one. I will find you when the day of reckoning is upon us, and together we will rid beautiful Taris of these alien species.
That's not exactly humorous. You're encouraging his hatred and blindness.
Get out of here, you goggle-eyed freak! You're too ugly for the upper city.
Yeah, go back to where you came from. We don't want your kind up here.
Yeah, why would a human want to help you, freak?
I will not stand here and let that poor man be stoned. You there, children, leave him alone.
Why do you care what happens to some scummy alien? He's just a freak.
Yeah, he isn't even supposed to be in the upper city.
Well, I will. You children, get away. Just because he's different does not give you the right to attack him.
Come on, let's go. I don't want to listen to this alien lover anymore.
Since the space battle overhead, people have been secretly bringing in these Republic soldiers who crash-landed on the planet. I had to take them in. What choice did I have? Their injuries are terrible. Most won't survive. But at least I can make their last days more comfortable. And at least here they're hidden away from the Sith.
You have taken a great risk to care for these men. I wish we could aid you more, but you have my thanks.
What? You're threatening to turn me in? But the Sith will torture these soldiers. They'll shut me down. They might even kill me. You can't really mean to turn me in.
Don't be absurd. Indulge your darker impulses if you wish, but not at the cost of hurting helpless men. We will not betray this man.
Fine. Take these credits to seal your tongue, then leave this place. I don't want to have anything to do with a monster like you.
I am outraged. I understand we might need credits to help us get off the planet, but that was unacceptable. In the future, please try to remember that we are on the side of justice.
Let me see. Yes, this is it. A cure for the rat ghoul disease. With this sample, I can make enough serum for everyone. The people of Terrace owe you a debt they can never repay. Please, take this small reward. It isn't much, but it's all I can afford. A few credits and 2 spare med packs. You truly have a noble and generous spirit. But you deserve something for your effort. I tell you what, I'll give you a discount whenever you shop at my store. It's the least I can do.
That's very kind of you. We're just glad we're able to bring some relief to the suffering of these people.
You're threatening me? I don't want this to become violent. Look, here's an extra 50 credits. That's all I have, I swear. I won't tell anyone, I promise. Now please, just leave me alone.
That was unworthy of you. Zelka has the serum, certainly, but only because of your extortion. With a few extra credits truly worth it?
The only other buyer would be the crime lord Davik. But he would charge exorbitant fees for the serum if he got his hands on it. Nobody would be able to afford a cure.
Consider giving the serum to this man. Surely we do not have such a dire need for credits that you would prize them over mercy.
I've got a plan to escape Taurus, but I can't do it alone. I need someone I know can get the job done to help me. That's where you come in.
You don't need to ally yourself with this person. We should move on while we can.
I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to your friend, aren't I? Davik's always looking to recruit new talent. I'll tell him how you won the swoop race, and mention that you're interested in working for the exchange. I'll say I brought you in so he could check you out. He'll have you stay at his estate for a couple of days while he runs some background checks on you. That's standard procedure.
This is too risky. We should find another way.
You got another plan, sister? Or are you just objecting because you didn't think of it?
No, I don't have another plan. I would rather not place my life in your hands, however.
I can say the same about you. That makes us even. Fortunately, we both want to get off this rock, right? Look, I don't like working with strangers either, but we don't have much choice. I can provide the ship. You can get me those codes. We need each other.
I don't sense any deception from him, which is surprising. This may be exactly what we need. Is something wrong? You seem as if something's troubling you. A vision? A vision of what? It's strange. Such visions are often a sign of Force sensitivity. I'm not sure. It may be that you have some connection to the Force. It would not be unheard of. When we first met, your natural talent may have fed off my own Force abilities. It is possible that in the excitement of the battle's aftermath, the Force allowed you to witness one of my more intense memories. The Force is complicated. Even I, with all my training, cannot fully understand it yet. This is a matter best left to the wise masters of the Jedi Council. Once we escape Terrace, we can seek the guidance of the Council if you wish. They will understand the significance of your vision, if there is any. However, I think it would be best if we all stayed focused on the task at hand right now. We can't afford any distractions. We need to find a way off Terrace. As you wish. We should move on then. We won't get off Terrace just sitting here.
I can't let her get away with what she did. That wench tried to cut me with her vibro blade. Because she's crazy. She started screaming that I was making advances, and the next thing I know, she's coming at me with a knife.
It sounds to me like the woman was defending herself.
If I let her get away with it, I'll look even worse. She's got to pay, either with her life or 200 credits to buy my forgiveness.
I think it is time you forgave her. You were partly to blame for her behavior.
Well, maybe it's time I forgave her. I am partly to blame for what she did, I suppose. Okay, you win. Dia can live.
You come from the world above. Is this the time of destiny, then? Is this a portent of the salvation of my people? Or merely another false sign to mislead us from the path? Are you the herald of prophecy, the beacon to guide us through the darkness? Or are you merely another harbinger of shattered dreams and unfulfilled promises?
This old man's demeanor may seem crazed, but I sense there is a purpose behind it, a benevolent one. He is no danger to us.
As you wish, Master. You will find this most relaxing. If you would come with me into the massage room at the back.
How typically male. Is it possible for you to keep in mind that we have more pressing business to attend to?
What? But I don't have anything else. Those Ebonhawk codes are worth a fortune. Isn't that enough? Please, just let me go.
We got what we came for. There is no need to indulge your appetite for violence.
No. What kind of a monster are you? Please. They'll torture me until I'm dead. Don't leave me here.
Perhaps you should reconsider. His information may prove invaluable to us. Plot a course for Dantooine. There's a Jedi enclave there where we can find refuge.
Incoming fighters!
Quickly, to the gun turrets. You have to hold the Sith fighters off until we get those hyperspace coordinates punched in. Dantooine. It seems like a lifetime since I last set foot on her surface. Though in truth, it's only been a few months. We should be safe from Malak here. For now, at least.
Safe? You saw what his fleet did to Terrace. There wasn't a building over 2 stories high left standing. They turned the planet into one big pile of rubble.
Even the Sith would think twice before attacking Dantooine. There are many Jedi here, including several of the most powerful masters of the Order. There is great strength within this place. We can get supplies here and recuperate. The Academy is a place of mental and spiritual healing, something we could all use after what we've been through.
Maybe you're right. It isn't easy to witness the annihilation of an entire planet. I know Mission must be taking it pretty hard.
She will find a way to come to terms with her grief. She's stronger than she appears. We just need to give her time. Now I must go speak with the Council. I need their advice on recent developments. After I've met with them, I will meet you outside the ship. We can't just keep running. Malak will find us eventually. We need to regroup. We need a plan.
Bastila tells us you are strong in the Force. We are considering you for Jedi training. Do not worry. I am confident in your ability to learn.
Master Jar speaks out of turn, perhaps. We need indisputable proof of your strong affinity to the Force before we would even consider accepting you for training.
Proof? Surely the entire Council can feel the strength of the Force within this man. And I've already related to you the events that took place on Terrace.
Perhaps it was simple luck.
We both know there is no luck. There is only the Force. We all feel the power in Bastila's companion, though it is wild and untamed. Now that this power has begun to manifest itself, can we safely ignore it?
We should discuss this matter more fully in private. Bastila, you and your companion must go. This is a matter for the Council alone.
As you wish, Master Vandar. We shall return to the Ebon Hawk and leave you to your deliberations. This is no trap. The Council just wants to talk to you. There is much that needs to be discussed. I've spoken briefly with the Council. They request an audience with you. We should go at once.
An audience with the Jedi Council? It's pretty unusual for someone who isn't even a Jedi. What's this about, Bastila?
I'm sorry, Karth, but I cannot tell you. All I ask is that you trust in the Force and the wisdom of the Council.
Well, I don't like being left out of the loop, but I'm not looking to get you in any trouble with the Jedi Masters. We'll do things your way for a while.
Come, they're expecting us. I will lead you to the Council chambers.
Quatra's methods may seem strange, but I trust her wisdom. This lesson has been difficult, but I am better because of it. Humility is never easy to teach, but now I truly understand my own limitations.
This has been a painful lesson, Juhani, but it seems you have learned it well. I am certain you will be a credit to the Order. Dantooine looks peaceful enough, but packs of Karth hounds roam these plains. We would be wise to keep our guard up while we're out here. Look at all these crystals. So beautiful and so powerful. Each crystal gives off a different energy stream, so choose wisely when selecting the one for your lightsaber. Alan Matale has a reputation for being very temperamental. You must be the model of diplomacy when you speak to him.
This looks like a door, but I don't see any way to open it.
This is the entrance we saw in our dream. The Force has shown us how to open these doors through our visions. Nothing seems to be happening. If we focus our minds together, we may be able to call on the Force and witness the vision of Malak and Revan once more. Open yourself to the power. Let the Force flow through you. As you wish. Though a Jedi must not be afraid to turn to the Force when in need of guidance. We have done as the vision directed. When we pass through this door, we will learn the secret uncovered by Malak and Revan. The vision again. Did you see it? You must have. Revan and Malak were here before us. I feel their dark presence. They must have come and found this. It's a map of hyperspace coordinates. Some sort of star chart. But what is this Sith Starforge they mentioned? And why did they lust to uncover its secrets? Maybe. That might explain how the Sith were able to amass a fleet so quickly. Whatever this Starforge is, it was important enough for Revan and Malak to betray the Jedi. This Starforge must be the seat of their power. If it could be destroyed, the hyperspace coordinates on this map might lead us to the Starforge, if they were complete. But there are pieces missing. I recognize one of the planets on the map, Korriban, a Sith world. And if that's Korriban, then this must be Kashyyyk, and Tatooine, And here's Manan. Now I think I understand. This map was only the starting point for Revan's dark journey into the ways of the Sith. Tatooine, Kashyyyk, Manan, Korriban. Revan visited each of these worlds searching for clues to reveal the hidden location of the Starforge. Before we do anything, we must inform the Council of what we've discovered. They will decide our next course of action, though I suspect our task has only just begun. Such thoughts speak of the dark side. We serve the Republic and the Jedi Council. It must be their decision as to what course of action to take. The Council must be told about what we've discovered. Meet me in the Council chambers. I think the droid is trying to communicate with us by cycling through a variety of languages. Each time it spoke, it was using a very different alien dialect. The droid can probably understand us. The only problem is it may not have been programmed with the phonemes of a language we can understand. I recognize this language as well. It's an archaic variant of the Selkath dialect spoken on Manan. But why would a droid on Dantooine be programmed to speak ancient Selkath? It must be referring to Revan. The Dark Lord and Malak likely encountered this droid when they explored these ruins. 10 revolutions would take more than 20,000 years. If this is true, then this droid is nearly 5,000 years older than the Republic itself. There must be some mistake. The droid must be talking about poor Nemo. The Council sent him here to investigate, and it cost him his life. Revan and Malak unlocked the sealed door and uncovered the secrets of the Starforge. Now Malak is using the Starforge to fuel his conquest of the Republic. We have to find out what they uncovered. We have to find a way to unseal these doors to learn more about the Starforge. The Republic is depending on us. These builders must have been an extinct people, though it is strange there's no record of their existence. Even the archives of the Jedi Academy make no mention of them. In the years before the Republic, the Hutts were a dominant force in the galaxy, but they never constructed an empire. In fact, I know of no species that would fit with this information. The droid is obviously not programmed with the knowledge we seek. The Starforge sounds like some type of weapon, perhaps. Though in fact, it could be anything. Maybe. That might explain how the Sith were able to amass a fleet so quickly. But I suspect the Starforge is more powerful than a mere factory. Maybe the droid has more information we can use. It seems to respond to you. Perhaps you should ask it something else. Our vision was clear. We saw Revan and Malak speaking of the Starforge. I'm certain it is somehow connected to the Sith's sudden rise to power. If the droid is correct, then we must complete the tasks in the proving grounds to the east and west before these doors will open. This must be what Revan and Malak found when they entered this temple. This must be where their journey down the dark side began. This is a map, some sort of intergalactic navigational chart. Revan and Malak must have used this to lead them to the Starforge. We could use this map to follow their path and find the Starforge ourselves, but we must be wary. They may have laid traps or concealed what they found. I don't know, but Revan and Malak were very interested in finding it. It must be a tool of some type, or maybe a weapon. Perhaps the Council can tell us more, but I think this map might be the key to finding the Starforge, whatever it is. See this world here? This looks like Korriban, a Sith world. And if that's Korriban, then this is Kashyyyk, and Tatooine, and here's Manan. But there are pieces missing. Incomplete hyperspace coordinates, corrupted data, and there doesn't seem to be anything indicating where the Starforge itself might be. I was thinking that too. This map can't take us to the Starforge, but I know that Revan and Malak visited Korriban at least once. Perhaps they discovered something more there. They may have found something on each of the other worlds that completed this map. Maybe if we find all the pieces, they'll lead us to the Starforge, and some way to destroy it.
That sounds like quite a supposition. What if you're wrong?
What if I'm right? We can't ignore this. Finding the Starforge might very well be the key to defeating the Sith. We must inform the Council of what we've discovered. They must decide our next course of action, though I suspect our task has only just begun.
I took the loss of my droid much too hard. I feel I must apologize. But I must. I was much too attached to my droid. It was all that was left of my husband, you see. Maybe I thought that through the droid, my husband could live again, be with me still.
I think we understand. Love can do strange things to anyone.
Rahesia and I cannot thank you enough for what you have done for us. Now we will finally have a place to share our love, without fear of reprisals from our families. Rahesia and I can spend the rest of our lives together. All thanks to you.
Good luck to you both. May you find the happiness you deserve.
You Jedi have left them alone because they haven't harmed you. But they steal our property, destroy our land, and worse.
Perhaps we should look into this matter. I was unaware of any Mandalorian activity here myself.
It is good sometimes to stop and reflect on the beauty of nature and the Force. I am sorry. I tend to get carried away. I do not believe we have met, apprentice. My name is Nemo.
Greetings, Master Nemo. It's good to see you again.
And you, dear one, as always. Have you learned to control your temper yet, girl? Or does your master still douse you with a bucket of water?
Well, it's...
As I thought. Don't worry, young one. You shall learn in time. Have patience.
Proof! How dare you talk to me about proof? I have more than enough to satisfy any reasonable person. Until you find Shen, Jedi, we have nothing further to discuss. I suggest you hurry south to their estate, lest I take matters into my own hands.
I'm afraid Alana's not just making idle threats. He is rash and foolish enough to attempt a full assault on the Sandral estate. Such action would result in an all-out war between the families.
Master Matali has left orders to deny you entrance into the estate. He suspects you to be in league with the Sandrals. A grievance will be filed with the Council for your actions.
I'm sure the Council will realize these accusations are completely unfounded. The Matali grievance will fall on deaf ears.
I came out here to kill Calder, and when I saw someone over by the bridge, I shot him. But Handon had already killed him.
And I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling Jedi.
Damn you. Damn both of you.
Well done. I'm impressed. I'm not sure I could have done as well.
Kath hounds? I was so certain the Matali family was to blame. But this changes nothing. My own son is dead. Why should I shed one tear about the disappearance of my bitter enemy's son?
Typical. Anything to continue the feud which has become so customary to you people.
You think you can exploit a father's grief? I loved my son, but I am no fool. You shall get nothing from me. May the curse that brought Cassius to his death be on your head as well.
Your actions show you are overly focused on material wealth. This is not the way of the Jedi. You will have to learn to let go of your greed if you wish to walk in the light.
I thought you would listen to me. I thought the Jedi were compassionate and kind. I shouldn't have spoken to you at all. I've just made everything worse.
The Council would not approve of your actions here. Perhaps we should find this girl and try to help her.
Left out of the loop, not being told anything, strung along. It's really starting to irritate me. For one thing, I want to know what the Jedi Council said to you. They pulled you in there and refused to tell me a thing about it.
That is none of your concern, Karth, and you would do well to leave the matter be.
I respect you, Bastila, but you've been as closed-mouthed as the rest of the Council. If you won't talk to me, then maybe somebody else will.
It is in the real world that we truly prove ourselves worthy of the title Jedi. You would do well to remember this, young Padawan.
Not to mention that I wouldn't mind getting out of this enclave for a bit. I mean, come on. How bad could it be?
The task has its own importance. It may also serve to divert our minds for a short time. Something which carries its own rewards.
He is a personal assistance droid. My husband was a genius at constructing droids. He made this one capable of taking care of me for the rest of my life. As the last legacy of my husband, for my own personal ease of mind, I need him back. His absence gnaws at me like a gaping wound.
Wow, she really misses her droid, doesn't she?
There's no need for you to make fun of her. She's obviously desperate.
I'll say.
Karth, enough.
Is that an impersonation of Bastila? If it is, it's a good one.
Karth, I'm standing right here.
And? What's your point?
Nevertheless, my offer still stands. 1,000 credits for Shen's safe return. Know, however, that I will not sit idly by much longer. Eventually, I will take whatever action is necessary to rescue my son, including razing the entire Sandral estate.
You would be willing to risk open war over this?
It is the Sandrals who have started this, not I.
And here I thought you would blame us if we failed. It seems everyone is responsible for your actions, except for you.
I don't need to stand here and listen to such impertinence.
I'm impressed, Karth. That interjection was very Jedi-like.
What can I say? You pick up a few things.
I brought my family here to find peace and safety, not to be harassed and treated like common criminals. Your council has no authority here, and I respectfully ask you to leave this property at once.
Jedi are renowned for their fairness and pursuit of justice. There is nothing to fear from us, unless you have something to hide.
That's quite a line. You actually believe that? Don't you think someone is allowed to value privacy?
Privacy is all well and good, but justice must be valued higher. Is it not obvious to you that this man hides something?
Actually, it is. All I'm saying is that not everyone welcomes the sight of a Jedi with open arms. Better get used to it. I've seen an evasion or two in my time, enough to know when I hear it.
My father is a good man. When my mother died, he raised me and my brother by himself. He loves his children, and we love him. I just don't want you to judge him too harshly. You must understand that Father has been under a terrible strain. I have no wish to disobey him, but there are matters where even my father's authority is not absolute. My father has kidnapped Shen Matale. He is holding him prisoner here in the compound. He feels this is a way to get back at the Matales, a way to get even for the disappearance of my brother Cassius.
I see. Well, there is the answer we seek. The Jedi Council should be informed of this at once.
You don't think that perhaps there's more to look at here, do you? That maybe everything isn't what it appears?
Of course not. It seems very simple to me. The Council must be allowed to decide the next step.
No. Since Cassius went missing, my father has become unstable. He might hurt him if you do that. He no longer even cares if the Matales are responsible for what happened to Cassius.
Actually, your presence at the swoop track is what I'm curious about. It couldn't have been an easy task to find me there, yet somehow you managed. You also avoided detection by the Sith, discovered I was a Vulca prisoner, gained sponsorship for the race, and became the Tara swoop champion. That's quite a resume. The Force is in all of us, though for most people it's barely a measurable whisper. But there are some individuals outside the Jedi Order that we consider Force-sensitive. It's obvious to me that the Force has been working through you. There is no other explanation for your great success, though I'm not certain what to make of this discovery. Perhaps if you weren't... well, if you were younger, the Jedi might take you for training. But as it is, I'm sorry, I've overstepped my authority. I'm speaking of things that are best left to the Jedi Council. For now, let's just accept the fact that you're gifted. Hopefully, between your abilities, my Jedi training, and the skills of our companions, we can find a way off this planet. Ah, yes, the rescue again. Very well, for what it's worth, I concede the point to you. You rescued me from Brejik, and yet we're still stuck here on Taris. Yes, I can see you do not lack an ability, although modesty is another matter. Your modesty is admirable. But though others helped, you were the catalyst for these events. Please. I'm a Jedi. Such feelings, such attractions are, well, they're beneath me, quite frankly. I admit I find you intriguing. I find your command of the Force intriguing, but my interest in you is purely academic. Surely you can understand why. Touched a nerve? No. Getting on my nerves? Most definitely. I suppose this is what you men consider being witty. Now, are you going to answer my questions, or would you rather just keep annoying me? Don't worry, these are simple questions. Nothing too intrusive. First, what kind of background do you have? But I imagine you've had enough questions for a while. So many things have happened to you since Taris. It's probably a lot for you to absorb. We can speak again later, after you've had time to think about all this. I suppose I'll just have to speak to you again later. Hopefully you'll behave a little less like a little boy, and a little more like a man. I suppose I'll have to speak to you again later. Hopefully you'll be a little more mature. My thoughts remain hidden, including whatever my feelings are for you. Whatever I think about you. That is you. Why must you be so impossibly infuriating? You know very well what I am really talking about. I am referring to the bond between us, the one the Jedi Council spoke of. An amusing description, but hardly the truth. We both know the real reason. You have some idea of what I am thinking. The bond we share. I only hope I have the wisdom to help you through the dark times. But for now, we should return to our mission. You are easily the vainest, most arrogant man I have ever met. Besides, I know you can't be serious, since I was purposefully not staring in your direction. A lecture won't be much use if you're not prepared to listen. I suppose it would be best if we didn't speak about this for a while. Let's just return to our mission for now. You never give up, do you? I admit, I'm interested in you. I find you intriguing, compelling even, but it's not what you think. You have a great gift. You have an awesome command of the Force, and I tremble when I think of how you might misuse it. What? No, of course not. Not like that, anyway. In many ways, you are dangerous. You could be the savior of the galaxy, or you could bring untold destruction upon us all. Besides, the events on Taris prove that the Force wanted to bring us together for this mission, and there is little left to chance when the Force is involved. Is that not enough for you? I wondered if the Council wanted to see how I would help and guide you on our quest. I wondered if they were testing me to see if I was ready to become a Jedi Master myself. And then I realized how foolish such thoughts were. As the Council explained, sending a master in our group would only have drawn unwanted attention from the Sith. The fate of the galaxy is at stake. The Council would not risk it merely to test me. They calculated the risks, and in the end chose the only option available. Maybe it's time to change that. You deserve to know how much I respect and admire you. I had to tell you how much I care for you. As a friend, of course. Please, it's not allowed. I have to remain true to the Jedi ideal. If this is going to cause a problem, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. But enough soul-searching for now. We should probably continue on with our mission. Yes, of course, you're right. I have to remember my training. The Masters know well the corrupting influence of the dark side, although it is hard for me to imagine. Part of my purpose on this mission was to guide you in the way of the light, to help you avoid the temptations of the dark side. But I fear I've failed in that task. You're like no man I've known before. And you're nothing like what I expected you to be after the Council sent us on this mission together. I need time to think about all this. They're not going as I thought they would. We should continue on with our mission for now. No, I suppose you don't. At this point, I imagine I'm doing you more harm than good. But Malak must be stopped. My own feelings are nothing when compared to that. Yet I know this could affect the sake of our mission if it's not resolved. I can't let that happen. I think we should have some privacy for this. Come with me. What I've been trying to tell you is that I've reached a decision, but this is not the proper place for this discussion. I think we should have some privacy for this. We can talk about this the next time we return to the Ebon Hawk. Why do you think I came to this decision? I know how hard this is for both of us. You just kept pressing forward, so I had to be the one to step up and do the right thing. You're the one who can't face the truth. Malak has to be stopped. How can I do that if I let myself be blinded by my feelings for you? You mean it, don't you? But how can I be sure you're not making a mistake? I have to resist. I have to be strong for both of us. But I can't. Malak will... Oh my. Okay, you've made your point. Now shut up and kiss me, you fool. We shouldn't have done that. It was wrong. The Jedi are not allowed to fall in love. It was a moment of weakness. When I kissed you, we shouldn't have. I'm sorry. No. I know we both wanted it, but we shouldn't have given in to our desire. We're Jedi. We can't act like this. Not now. Not while we still have to deal with Malak. I'm sorry. I don't blame you, but it was a mistake. I have to get out of here before somebody sees us together. I'm afraid so. Although I suppose I should thank you for all you've done, for the lessons you've helped me learn. I wish it could be otherwise, but you have to understand this is the way that it must be. I am a Jedi after all. I hope you can put this behind you. You need to focus on stopping Malak, as difficult as that may be. Come. We should continue our mission. We've already been over this. It was a moment of weakness, a stumble brought on by unbridled passions. But my emotions are firmly in check once more. We need to stay focused on stopping Darth Malak. And I want the others to stay focused as well. I don't want them to get suspicious and start gossiping about our little encounter. So until our mission is over, we need to act with discretion. We shouldn't speak of this anymore. Not until Malak is defeated. I said we were brought together for our mission, to stop Malak. I hardly think the Force would be pushing us toward a romantic involvement when the fate of the galaxy is at stake. Please try to stay focused. I doubt the Council would approve if they knew we were busy discussing our mutual attraction when we should be saving the galaxy from Malak. Mutual attraction? I never said... It's just an expression. Whatever our feelings... whatever your feelings, you have to try to ignore them. Don't let this complicate things. Finding the missing pieces of the star maps is our only hope of locating the Star Forge and defeating Malak. The Council explained all this quite clearly. The Force should not be used for profit and personal gain. As Jedi, we should be above such things. It troubles me to see you behaving this way. Such acts can lead to the dark side. The Force is not a thing to be trifled with. Continue to use it frivolously and you may find yourself straying down the dark path. We should guard and protect those weaker than ourselves, not bully and exploit them. That was beneath you. I hope in the future you will strive to be better than this. That was a truly noble act. The Jedi Council would be pleased. I would like to know what happened after you crashed on Taris. I'm curious as to what you and Karth were doing before we all joined forces. I managed to free myself, as I recall. In fact, if I hadn't been there, Brejik and his thugs might have killed you in that fight. It's probably more accurate to say that I rescued you. I'll admit that I probably wouldn't have been able to free myself if not for the brawl after the swoop race. I guess I should thank you for that, at least. Yes, I realize that, of course. But surely there was more to it than a simple search. I doubt there were flashing signs pointing you in my direction, yet somehow you found me. Yes, well, I hardly consider myself a damsel in distress. I'm a member of the Jedi Order, after all. But I won't deny you've impressed me with what you've done. When you were chosen to join this mission, I doubt any of us expected this much from you. A Jedi could have done such things, of course, but only by drawing heavily upon the Force. No, not bothering me. Not exactly. I've been thinking about what the Jedi Council said about the two of us. There is a bond between us. I do not dispute that. I can feel it, as I'm sure you can. The nature of that bond and its effect on our mission remain in question. Necessary, perhaps, but it is no guarantee of our success. I admit, I'm a little disturbed that such a bond could be possible in the first place. Deny it if you will, but there is a connection between us. I understand why you would find this disturbing. I have my own reservations about it, to be honest. Our fates are strongly connected, so connected that a literal bond has been forged between us. I saw your service records when you were transferred aboard the Ender Spire, but nothing beyond that. I know very little about you. I'd like to ask you some questions, given our relationship. I was referring to the bond we share, the one the Jedi Council spoke of. If I was actually interested in you, rest assured I could come up with a much better approach than this. Good. On which planet were you born? Excellent. Your current age is? Yes. Well, the truth is I was studying how you responded to my questions. Your reactions helped me judge you. This was a test for me to learn more about your character. You were honest, which is good, and you treated this as a serious matter, which it is. This bond we share will shape both our destinies. It is not to be taken lightly. I see you intend to be childish about this. I guess I won't get anywhere continuing our discussion right now, will I? Why would you refuse to answer? These are simple questions, nothing too intrusive. First, what kind of background do you have? I see. I didn't mean to upset you, but I suppose it was inevitable. You've had a lot to absorb since we escaped Taurus. I apologize. I do? How did you know? A Kinrath pup. It most certainly is not. I am a Jedi, remember? I have far too much mental discipline to reveal what goes on inside my mind with such obvious physical clues. Our connection allows us glimpses into each other's mind. We can feel some of what the other feels, and what I feel within you troubles me. A Padawan must receive considerable training. They must learn to control their emotions and darker impulses. Often it takes years before using the Force can be considered safe. The fact that you are so strong in the Force and have had such relatively little training could have terrible consequences. For you, and for everyone around you. This is not a joke. The choices you make could affect both our destinies, not to mention the fate of the Republic and the entire galaxy. There is much at stake. No, self-control is a maxim for all Jedi. It's what gives us the strength to resist the dark side. All who have fallen from our order have shown a flagrant disregard for such control. I don't think there's much you can do. If things were different, I would recommend several years of training under one of the Jedi Masters. But I fear that won't be possible. Already you exhibit the kind of willfulness, erratic behavior, and lack of compassion that will lead you to corruption. Thankfully, you've exhibited a degree of compassion and self-control up to this point. I sincerely hope you can maintain these traits in the future. We must all resist the influence of the dark side. It's everything we are fighting against. This is doubly important for you, with your natural affinity for the Force. I'm sorry if I come across as harsh, but I am concerned. For you, for our mission, and for myself as well. I'm not trying to harass you, but you must understand the trials and perils that lie ahead, for you and for me. That's good to hear. Without the proper training, however, I'm afraid you will find the path difficult even with the best of intentions. There is great danger ahead for both of us. Our destinies are intertwined. Everything one of us does will have consequences for the other. Any reckless behavior on your part is likely to affect me as well. That is not true. I am worried about myself, but also about you. I would rather see neither of us come to any harm. Yes, that is true. I will do my best to guide you, but I am no master. Not yet. And there are times when I find the sheer strength of your power almost overwhelming. I believe you truly mean what you say, for now, but sometimes it is not so easy to keep such promises. Your power could be a gift or a curse. When you need guidance or advice or support, I will do my best to help you stay on the path of the light. No, of course not. Not yet. But there will be challenges ahead that might make it otherwise. Why do you still try to deny the existence of this bond between us? Like it or not, we are linked, as our shared vision of the star map proved. I am a Jedi. I am far too disciplined to betray my emotions with outward physical displays. We both know the real reason you have some idea of what I'm thinking, the bond we share. Yes, I did. I wanted to speak to you about our mission and what lies ahead for us. It seems fate, or the Force, is driving us into a confrontation with the Dark Lord. It's true that due to my battle meditation, I was with the Jedi strike team that boarded Revan's ship. We did not kill Revan, however. Our mission was to capture Revan if possible. It was Malak who turned on his own master, firing upon Revan's ship while we were still on board it. It was his desire to kill us and his master both. Thankfully, we narrowly escaped the vessel as it exploded. As I said, we were there to capture Revan alive. The Jedi do not believe in killing their prisoners. No one deserves execution, no matter what their crimes. Remember that Revan and Malak were once great Jedi, heroes in every sense of the word. They demonstrate the danger of the dark side to us all. I'm sorry, we really shouldn't speak of this anymore. The memory of my confrontation with Revan is painful. Let's return to the mission, please. True, I suppose, and yet the outcome of that battle was unexpected. To all of us, Revan's end was unforeseen. You must prepare yourself for when we face Malak. The confrontation will be difficult for you. I remember how hard it was when I first faced Revan. Yes, I suppose I can understand your curiosity, given the bond that connects us. Very well. I'll tell you a bit about myself. I was found to be strong with the Force at a young age, as most Padawans are. As a girl, I was given to the Order to be trained. When I joined the Order, I left my family on Tal Ravan, as all Padawans do. My family is still there, the last that I heard. I've had little contact with them, as it is discouraged. Relationships with family members are fraught with powerful emotions. Such extremes are to be avoided. Anger and hate are the worst, but even love can lead to folly. Emotional entanglements can be dangerous. They can impair rational thought. They can lead to outbursts of uncontrolled emotion. A Jedi must be above such things. The gift of the Force comes with a high cost. Sacrifice of one's emotional attachments is one of the prices a Jedi must be willing to pay. The alternative is to fall prey to the dark side. Please, you mustn't say things like that. The dark side is destruction and chaos, the opposite of all that gives the universe order and purpose. You have to understand this, and you need to be more mindful of your responsibilities. Have you any idea the danger a fallen Jedi represents, not only to yourself, but to others as well? That is something every Jedi should be afraid of. Like all who join the Order, I have learned to embrace the life I've chosen. I had to let go of my attachments to my family. It can be a hard lesson to learn. I was not on good terms with all of my family, but I do remember missing my father terribly for a long time. I was not on good terms with my mother. I was only a little girl when I left, but I was old enough to resent her and the way she treated my father. She pushed my father into treasure hunting. I spent all my young life on ships, travelling from one false lead to the next. She whittled away my father's entire fortune, and I hated her for it. I think she was relieved to give me to the Jedi, but my father was heartbroken. Very close. I was only a little girl when I left my family, but I still remember him fondly. He was kind and gentle and doted on me. My mother, however, was different. You were the one who asked to know more about me. Very well. If you've changed your mind, then I suppose we should just get back to our mission. A child is too young to understand the sacrifices that must be made. It's better if they have no contact with their family once they're removed. Once I was older, I realized the wisdom of this policy. A Jedi must do what is needed, personal desires notwithstanding. Love can only obscure and confuse the matter. I do not wish to discuss this anymore. I would rather return to our mission. Even a Jedi cannot always control the feelings of the heart. We must do our best to guard against it, no matter what the cost. But some sacrifices are harder than others. I've been watching you, studying you closely to see what kind of progress you've made since your training at the hands of Master Zar. I've seen how you've resisted many temptations and continue to walk the path of the light side. Very commendable, but I'm afraid you might stray from this path. I've seen you give in to temptation and indulge your baser emotions on many occasions. I'm afraid you are on the path that leads to the dark side. We must, for all our sakes. If you had the proper training under a master, you would know all this. But because of our mission, I must be the one to try and help you understand. You need to see what the dark side represents in its entirety, for it is what we battle. Only the wisdom of a Jedi Master can truly explain this, but I will do my best to make you understand. The dark side is not simply giving in to anger, temptation, or to use the Force to destructive ends. These things only lead to the dark side. The dark side grows stronger and more insidious the closer you draw to it. It begs you to surrender to it, to release all its terrible power, and it becomes harder and harder to resist. And once you stop resisting, it's too late. It twists you up inside and turns you into a mockery of everything you once stood for. I am no less resistant to temptation than any other. I simply have the benefit of training that you do not. But even the training of the Jedi might not be enough to save us. We need only to look at the atrocities which have been committed by those under its sway to understand the terrible corrupting evil of the dark side. Millions dead, and far more suffering. What sort of person would you have to become to perform such deeds gladly? One who serves the light does not strike down an innocent. We take arms against the dark side and the injustice that follows it only. Neither do I, and I hope I never do. And how adept must one become at making excuses for one's actions if suffering is the result? How long before you stop making excuses at all? And that is why the dark side is so insidious. If you are not careful, you do not even see each small step you take towards it until it's too late. It's so easy to think that we would never fall prey to such a horror, that we have unlimited control, vigilance, and foresight. If only that were true. The Sith have become powerful because there are many Jedi who've succumbed to the lure of the dark side and joined their cause. What greater weapon is there than to turn an enemy to your cause, to use their own knowledge against them? We are weakened while they are strengthened, so we must harden our hearts and do whatever is required to fight against the dark side, even when the battle becomes wearying. I don't know. The vision of our future is clouded by shadows cast from the dark side, but I sense something ominous lurking in those shadows. But words alone cannot save one from the dark side. Come, we should continue with the task at hand. When the time comes, I only hope we are all strong enough to do what we must. No, I suppose not. I have spoken more than enough of the dark side. It is up to you whether you heed my words or not. You say you understand, but I'm afraid you are taking this too lightly. The power of the dark side can be alluring. Why? I could not accomplish this on my own. I need the aid of others, especially one who is strong in the Force. The bond between us made you a natural choice. I admit, there were times that I wondered if this is more than just a mission to stop Malak. There were times when I wondered if this was also a way for the Council to test my own abilities. You must learn to trust in the wisdom of the Council. Your destiny will come when its appointed time. You mustn't be so impatient. Must you be so frustrating? I admit I had a moment of foolish pride, but I'm over it. Now I am focused on my true responsibilities. I'm simply trying to help you and complete this mission, and yet you battle me at every turn. Fun? Fun? Driving me insane is your idea of a good time? You are a very odd man. Do you know that? I simply don't know how to deal with you. All I want to do is help you, but you seem determined to drive me mad. Unfortunately, it isn't as easy as that, but your point is well taken. Come. Let's move on. There's much to be done. I don't know if I should be outraged that you keep joking about serious matters, or if I should be grateful that you can always lighten the mood. I must admit, I simply don't know how to deal with someone like you. I started it. You were the one who brought up the issue of the Council. You were the one who questioned our mission. You were the one who mocked me for thinking I was being tested. I do. I've been trying to come up with the best way to say this for some time, but I suppose I should just come out and say it. The truth is, I have come to depend on you. Not just for the sake of the mission, but for my own sake as well. I'm glad you're with us. Well, yes. Surely that's not so surprising. No, I'm not. Why must you make this so difficult for me? Can't you just accept a simple compliment? You're teasing me. You know very well what I said. Did I? I am trying to be sincere here. It occurred to me that I may have been too critical of you. Too demanding at times. I am trying my best. You're not making this easy for me, you know. I see. Is there nothing I can do to make it up to you? I would rather we were friends. What? But all right. Have it your way if that's what you'd prefer. We needn't talk further. You know I can't feel that way about you. About any man. It isn't permitted. I am a Jedi. I must resist these temptations. But I still want to consider you a friend. We could never be anything more, though. That isn't allowed. I know my manner can be a bit taciturn. I know you must be getting sick of my lectures about the dark side and everything else. I spent all my years being hounded by my instructors, being told so often how gifted and important I was until I was sick of it. I remember when I was younger I used to swear that I would never become as self-absorbed and stodgy as the Jedi Masters. It's ironic, really. That's kind of you to say, but I know for myself it's not really true. I suppose not. But I am becoming like that. though it's not easy for me to admit. Yes, well, there's no need for you to agree so wholeheartedly. Being controlled has kept everyone around me at an arm's length. Even those like yourself who are most in need of my understanding and compassion. But maybe it's time to change that. You deserve to know how much I respect and admire you. I just thought I should tell you. Well, that was not nearly so difficult as I feared. Thank you for hearing me out. I feel much better. Am I so transparent? I suppose I shouldn't be surprised, considering our bond. Yes, there is something I would like to ask, if you'll permit it. Don't even start with that. You're the one who asked. I wasn't even going to say anything. But now that you've brought it up, I see I shouldn't have waited as long as I have. In our time together, I've been watching you. I've seen your tendency towards giving in to your darker emotions. You do as you please for the most part. Don't worry, this isn't a lead-up to a lecture. I'm fascinated by your passion, by how easily it comes to you. You seem to do whatever you want, something I would never dare consider. Don't you fear the consequences? I doubt my old master would approve of your advice. Besides, I'm not like you. I must always be on guard against such outbursts. Is it? The thought of what could happen to me if I lose control. Somehow I think life could be very long indeed. That's a relief to hear. That you would even be willing to risk so much it's very brave. Braver than I could be. In our time together I've been watching you. You are a true servant of the light. You follow the tenets of the Jedi Order despite the lure of the dark side. And with so little training. For me it has always been a constant battle. Don't you find it difficult at all? You make it seem so easy. Or is that only an illusion? And that's enough for you. If only it were as easy for me. If only the right path was always clear. That's a relief to hear. I have never found the Jedi path an easy one to walk. And it's good to know I'm not alone. You don't? Sometimes I find it is nearly all I can think of. I have never found the Jedi training easy to master. I've always struggled for control over my passions. I've always been too quick to anger, too quick to get involved. My instructors constantly berated me for it. I've often dreamed that I might be able to confront Darth Malak myself. I dream I can use all this power I have to kill him and stop all the death and destruction. I just think about all the evil that the Sith have caused and I get so furious. Yet we are told that these feelings are the path to the dark side. I don't know. Would the power I use to kill Darth Malak be too tempting to keep using? Would I become the kind of evil I want to destroy? But what comes next? After using all that power, would you decide to impose your own view on the universe? The dark side corrupts your very thoughts. I suppose I do. Part of me thinks that it would be worth anything to vanquish evil, even if it meant giving in to my base emotions. The very thought that I could become as evil as Malak, I just can't fathom it. It just doesn't seem possible. I mean, how could I... No. Wait, I'm sorry. I shouldn't even be asking you this. The Jedi teachings are clear. Who am I to question them? And even worse, who am I to try and make you question them? These are dangerous thoughts. The indulgence of a vain mind. Please, forget I ever mentioned this. Let's just return to our mission. Yes, I did end that quite abruptly, didn't I? Perhaps a master could have addressed my questions with the proper wisdom. But I never should have brought it up here. Not with you. I don't think I'm the proper Jedi to guide you. I am no master. You should have remained with the Council. The fact of the matter is I have never possessed much skill at controlling myself. With the bond that joins us, it seems I have even less. Whether you will continue on your current path and fall to the dark side, I don't know. But it is increasingly obvious I am unable to guide you properly. You have maintained the path of the light side, but it has been in spite of my influence, not because of it. It's increasingly obvious I am unable to guide you properly. I don't know. I think I may have made a very big mistake. I simply hope that you are not the one who pays the price, ultimately, for the fact that I can't help you enough. That's a kinder response than I deserve. And I can see there is wisdom in your words. You continue to be there for me, don't you? Even after I keep pushing you away, you're still around when I need you most. Well, just different, I suppose. Things are not going as I thought they would. I need time to think about all this. Perhaps you can help me. And I will try to help you if I can. Hopefully this will all work out for the both of us. And for the sake of the mission. That's kind of you to say, but I think the evidence speaks for itself. I think I may have made a very big mistake. Fair enough. You will probably be better off on your own. In any case, I won't trouble you with this anymore. Perhaps you're not being truly objective then. There's no need to spare my feelings on this point. Please don't make light of this. The very fact that I'm plagued by this doubt is yet further evidence of my inadequacy. You have been patient with me, haven't you? I suppose you deserve an answer. But you have to understand how difficult this is for me to say. With all my training, I should be able to control myself better than this. But you're not like anything I expected. You're not like any man I've ever met before. I find myself watching you when I don't mean to. I'm thinking about you when I don't want to. It isn't supposed to be like this. Every time I try to call on all my teachings to calm myself, they fail me. You have such power, such passion. I don't know if it's due to the bond between us, but I'm drawn to you. The Force is a part of you, as is your power. But that's not what attracted me to you. It's more than that. Maybe it's the bond we share. It gives us a certain intimacy. If I could, I would return to Dantooine. I need to be away from this bond of ours. I need to weaken it. I need to be anywhere but near you. And go where? I am needed here just as you are. There is nothing that is more important than what we are doing, which is why we need to resolve this. Oh, I thought... No, this is good. I'm glad you told me. This makes everything much easier. Don't worry, I can put this behind me. Let's just continue on with what we must do. It's better this way. I don't know, it shouldn't be so hard not to think of you. It should be easy not to think of you. I should have discipline. Jedi discipline. Yes, I promised you an answer when we reached the Ebon Hawk, didn't I? But I'm afraid you won't like it. We should have some privacy for this. I can't deny that there are parts of you I am drawn to. Your power, your will. You are so much stronger than I am. In some ways you make me feel weak, like I'm caught up in the wake of our destiny. But at the same time you make me feel stronger, more alive. I realize now these feelings are part of the bond we share. The Jedi Council surely realized this. They knew my loyalty to the doctrines of our order would be tested on this mission. By facing and overcoming my feelings for you, I've learned a valuable lesson about control and the dangers of emotion. This is an important step in understanding the Force. I'm sorry if this is not what you wanted to hear, but I felt that it was important you know our infatuation was nothing more than a result of our powerful bond. Please, don't say it like that. You make it sound like I was using you. Don't you realize how difficult this was for me? You're stronger than I am, and there's no point in telling me otherwise. You will be a great Jedi, I think. I hope. Then I suggest we move on. I know we've not spoken often during our time together, despite my best efforts. And to this point I have respected your privacy, but there is something we must discuss. No, this cannot wait any longer. You have no understanding of what we're going up against. I will not allow you to go in unprepared. I feel the end of our quest is near. Soon we will discover the location of the Starforge, though what will happen next is uncertain. I've been watching you. I've seen how you have resisted great temptations and continue to walk the path of the light side. Very commendable. My role in what you will become is a small one. I can only give you the warnings taught to me by my own master. Ultimately, it's your own actions that will decide your fate. The path of the light is a difficult one to walk. We might not even see the shadows until we're surrounded and can never find our way back. I've been watching you. I've seen you give in to temptation and indulge your baser emotions on many occasions. I'm afraid you are on the path that leads to the dark side. How can I help? About my mother? I'm unsure. I seem to find it difficult to remain objective when it comes to her. I find that disturbing. We have more important things to do. Still, my father is dead. Just because we find the holocron doesn't mean I have to give it to her. Father recorded all his personal thoughts in that holocron, even when I knew him. Having it would be like having him with you. I don't see why she deserves it, however. She drove him to his death. I loved him, and I didn't even have a chance to say goodbye. I don't know. Part of me would keep it just so she didn't get it. I don't like that part of me. I would have thought my Jedi training would have put me past this kind of pettiness. I really don't want to think about this. Please, let's just keep going. It does, doesn't it? I can't seem to help myself.
Oh, thank you. I hope it is enough. You've been a great help. I appreciate it. My children will too.
Thank you for helping this woman. It may not seem like such a great thing to you, but you are making a difference.
I trust you. Take the plate and sell it. I will wait here for you.
Was that really necessary? I hope you intend to keep your word if you act so forcefully with an innocent.
Please, no! Take it then. But you may as well have just killed me. You've trapped us here with nothing.
This is beneath even you, stealing from a helpless woman. How could you? This is nothing but wanton greed and cruelty. Beware, lest these things lead you to the dark side.
Ugh, must we stand so close to them? I'd forgotten what Gamorreans smelled like.
These things are just looking for trouble. Be careful.
Sure, I can help you through it.
He seems pretty forward, period.
Ooh, you're a sour one. Loosen up, we're all friends here.
Perhaps you'd best turn your thoughts back to your wife, sir.
The old girl doesn't understand me. We're lost. Now you have questions about sand people or something?
My friend tells the truth. I am a Jedi. Are you going to imply that I am lying as well? I have heard enough. You want to act in a fair manner. Now. I would have thought we have more important things to do than extort credits from the common folk. Forcing the boy to sign his life away. Is that really necessary? Zerka may be a corrupt organization, but that does not justify us using the Force for personal gain.
Well, it would appear that I've worn out my welcome with my wife Marlena. She fixes my droids. Fixed them good this time.
This should be interesting.
The wife put a kink in my battle droids. They're in some sort of discharge loop. And if I move from this spot, they're threatening to blow up. She knew I wouldn't know how to fix them. Could you try to do some repairs? They don't care if you move. It's just me who's stuck.
I say leave him.
You're pretty heartless for such a pretty lady, you know.
I take it back. Let's congratulate his wife.
Translation. He says we may enter only if we have the items the chieftain asked for. He doesn't appear open to bargaining. Translation. Translation. It has had the expected effect. I hope you are ready for battle.
This betrayal is beneath you. Do not let your greed draw you to the dark side. So these Jawas are scavengers who were enslaved by the Sand People. I think I am beginning to understand his plight.
I wonder just how long ago the little fellow's talking here.
It could be that this Jawa knows things about this planet's history that the Republic has no inkling of. It does seem convenient, but we've no reason to disbelieve this creature.
Well, you're joking, right? I mean, just because he's small doesn't mean he's any more trustworthy than a Gamorrean, Bastila. Don't be naive.
I am not naive, Karth. I simply sense no deceit here.
Well, you might have pointed that out in the first place. Jedi sense I trust. Wishful thinking I don't.
It's not that hard to understand if you listen. It's just odd.
Hence the unclear part. Or did you miss that?
Your sarcasm is not appreciated, Karth.
These Jawas sure aren't the trusting type, are they?
No doubt with good reason.
Well, for once I'll agree with you. Anyone else get the feeling that finding this star map in the back of this Krayt Dragon's cave is more than just a coincidence?
The star map is an artifact of the dark side. The Krayt Dragon may have been drawn here by its dark power, only to be enslaved by it. Come. We should leave this place. There's nothing else for us here. I am Bastila, yes. I take it that you know my mother? Is there something I can do for you, miss? As you can see, we're in quite a hurry. My mother's condition. I've not seen my mother since I joined the Order. Do you know what's happened? Did she say anything about my father? I see. Where did you meet her? Do you remember? Thank you for informing me. I really must be going now. It seems my mother's been looking for me. Strange. Should we get the opportunity, could we look for her on Tatooine? We never did. I am interested in hearing about my father, however. Part of me would rather not see her at all. But if she is really sick, well, we shall see. It's important enough that my mother was attempting to seek me out. Perhaps it has something to do with my father. I agree. Should we get the chance, however, I would like to speak to her. Perhaps it has something to do with my father. Yes, of course. I would never jeopardize our mission. However, if we get the opportunity, I would like to visit Tatooine. Yes, maybe. I don't feel good about it still. Do you think I should? That would just lead to another argument. How I always despised talking to her. I would like to keep something to remember father as much as she would. I find myself agreeing with you, but I don't like how that feels. I'll think about it. I should try and remember my training. I should be able to let go of this, but I can't. I have my doubts as to whether she's actually sick. Mother used to lie about many things to get her way. She's a selfish woman who pushed my father into doing what she wished. Yes, I thought I'd let go of that anger. All my training and it comes back so quickly. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's keep going. I told you that my mother and I never got along. Obviously that has not changed. And now father is dead. That leaves a hurt inside you just can't imagine. I haven't seen him in so long. You're probably right. There are more important things to do. Mother can wait. How can I help? Sorry. I'm just thinking about my mother. It's strange to hear news after all this time. It's quite distracting. Should we have the opportunity, I would like to find her on Tatooine. There's only one small colony there. It should not be difficult. It's not that I look forward to seeing her. I just can't help but wonder what she wants. But perhaps we have better things to do. How can I help? The surface of Terrace is covered with an urban skyscrape. Its glittering spires belie the decay that lies in its lower reaches, however. Beyond that, there is little else I can tell you. Dantooine is a peaceful and pastoral planet. There are few large communities. Mostly what you will find here are ranchers and farmers. I find it a tranquil place like few in the galaxy. The perfect site for the Jedi Enclave. You will like it here. Manaan is a water world inhabited by an aquatic race known as the Selkath. Their only surface city and spaceport is called Otto. It is unique in that the Selkath are firm in their neutrality. They are neither part of the Republic nor controlled by the Sith, and they wish to keep it that way. Tatooine is a dry planet that has not been inhabited long and has little law. This town of Anchorhead may be its only settlement. Kashyyyk is a planet where most of what you see is actually foliage that has grown to enormous heights. No one has ever been to the true surface of the planet below. Korriban is a sparsely populated planet controlled by the Sith. It feels wrong. There is an old evil here that permeates the Force. There is nothing I could say that would be helpful, I'm afraid. I can try. What would you like me to recall? I shall do my best. Calm your mind and remember. Yes, that brought me a lot of peace. More than I thought it would have. Thank you for urging me toward it. After all my training, I would have thought it would have been easier. Apparently, I still have much to learn. Yes, but I don't feel any better. After all my training, I would have thought myself above such anger. For it to come so easily disturbs me greatly. I don't need a holocron to remember my father. And I will never see Mother again. Have I learned nothing? No, I don't want to talk about this. Thank you, but I must think about what I have done. It was less of a dream and more of a vision the two of us shared. But I am certainly willing to answer any questions the Jedi Council did not. Are you wondering why we shared the vision, or why we even received it in the first place? To the first, I can only repeat the answer that the Council gave us. Our fates are linked, and for two as strong as we are in the Force, that amounts to a near-physical bond. As to the second, I truly don't have an answer for you. The Force works as it will, and perhaps we should be grateful for what we've been given. I don't know. Believe me, I certainly don't find the prospect of being joined to you enjoyable in any fashion. Please, forgive me. I did not mean to imply that you were repulsive in any sense of the word. That we shared something so personal is just not something I'm used to. Then perhaps the sooner we see to our destiny, the sooner we can proceed on our separate paths. That seems a logical solution, no? The Force often seems to cause events that bend the laws of probability, especially with those that are strongly affiliated with it. In this respect, you and I will simply have to become accustomed to such convenience. We are the tools of the Force, and we will do as it wills. The Force does not compel obedience. You have a destiny, but the choices you make along it are ultimately your own. Quite the contrary. Ours is the ultimate free will. The Force is our destiny, but the choices we make along it are ultimately our own. There is no evidence one way or the other. What you believe the Force to be ultimately will decide who you are. What would you like to know? Perhaps because we desired to. Perhaps because they came to this planet and were strong enough in the Force to leave a trace. That would not be my first choice either, but choice appears to be irrelevant in this matter. We dreamed about Revan and Malak either because we were meant to or because we needed to. There is no other way to look at it. They did something important here. Of that, I am certain. It may be simply that we are sensitive to that event, or it may not. And what else should we dream about except that which is most important to our fate? I have no idea. It was obviously important, however. That is why we must investigate this further. And are you so certain that it is not you in my dreams? I see. That is most likely vanity speaking, for I am not certain myself. Regardless, our fates are linked. The vision was no doubt meant for us both. Regardless of which it is, our fates are linked. The vision was doubtless meant for us both. With luck, we will. I would rather not rely on such visions to guide us. But when we have so little else to go on, and the galaxy hangs in the balance. As you wish. We really should return our thoughts to business anyway.
What? Don't insult us both. Sundry is a just and honourable man. How dare you accuse him of such a thing?
Now, Elora. We're not here to pass judgment, my dear. We do need to know everything if we're here to help, yes?
Madam, I would remind you that I am a Jedi. Now then, was he having an affair?
Find proof to set him free instead of bringing these baseless accusations against us.
The task paid well, but was boring, and beneath me. I was told to lure the Selkath youth to the Sith embassy. Nothing more. I lied, I threatened, I promised, and I brought the most promising youth of the fish people to the Sith.
So you brought these youths to the Sith? And then what did you do to them?
And there I left them. To what purpose I neither know nor care. Perhaps when the Sith learn I have betrayed their secret, they will try to kill me. I would welcome the excitement.
The Harakert Rift is a source of Kolto? Why would the Republic risk so much to send troops there? I don't get it.
I doubt the Republic would be involved in anything illegal. Still, if this Selkath has concerns, we could look into it for him. Jedi are renowned for being arbiters in times of need. We will investigate this matter as best we are able. Almost seems they do wish to conquer everything and will not stop at Manon. Why the Selkath believe themselves invulnerable, I have no idea. This is the will of the court, but it doesn't feel like justice to me. I know you want to help Sunry, but we should not be manufacturing evidence like this.
Intruders have entered the complex. All units report to battle stations.
Yes, Certainly you must have heard of the destruction of Taris. It's your honourable friends that committed that atrocity. I can understand why you're doing this, but surely it can't be that hard to prove the evil of the dark side, can it? Use the Force, then. Look into your heart, and you will realise what is truth and what is lies. You have been saved from more than you know. Given time, the Sith would have turned you fully to the dark side, and you would have betrayed your world gladly.
How does promoting the Sith help our cause? Think about what you are doing.
All my companions are dead. The Selkath swarmed over us. There were dozens of them. And they looked wrong somehow. Like something had changed inside them. Insane or something.
Changed inside them? Yes. This whole place feels wrong somehow.
When the Selkath went crazy, I thought everyone else except me and Sammy went mad. We had a few people outside the station when it happened.
The Frax and Sharks just tore them apart. It was like they were frenzied.
The next thing we knew, our Selkath researchers started screaming and clawing at everything around them. My team was torn apart and eaten before my eyes.
How horrible. I can only imagine how frightened you were.
I'm uncomfortable with spying on the Republic, but if we could assure the Selkath that they mean no harm, then perhaps it might be worth it.
And what if the Republic does mean harm, Carth? Will you tell them?
If the Republic did mean harm to the Selkath, then I want to know what the Selkath did to provoke it.
How very noble of you.
Hey, I thought you Selkath judges were supposed to follow the law. You can't already have decided that Sunry is guilty.
If you had listened, Carth, you would know that that is the law. Sunry is guilty until proven innocent.
Well, that's a stupid law for any civilized world to have.
Angering the judge won't get us a more impartial decision, Carth.
No, I can't do that. And put the Republic's supply of Kolto in danger. No, I won't. Now look, I may have done something stupid, and it may only be worse for my standing by it, but I will not confess. Sunry, this is wrong, and you know it. I am a Jedi. What is it that you expect me to do to defend your actions? You do whatever you have to, Jolie. I know what I did, but I also know what's at stake here.
I hate to say it, but he has a point. The Republic needs that Kolto.
And you would propose what? Letting a murderer free on the chance it will help the Republic?
If need be. We're talking about a Sith, remember? I don't approve of what he did any more than you.
But you're willing to overlook it. Are the principles that the Republic stands on so very weak, Carth?
The Republic's principles aren't worth a hill of beans if it falls, Bastila. I'll do whatever I can to save it.
Feeding this man's hatred is an act of malice and petty evil. The Council would not approve of your actions here, and neither do I.
What's to tell? They're big, powerful, difficult, and worth the most when caged and shipped off this forest-covered rock.
Shipped as slaves to work as soldiers and heavy labourers in Circa camps, no doubt. You wish to tell us more about this agreement with the Wookiee leadership?
It happens from time to time. Credits are scarce out here, and not everyone is as honest as Mr. Daisel here.
An honest man and a good mechanic. Seems like you got a favourable trade, sir. Perhaps you should reconsider leaving Zalbar behind. This is, after all, his homeworld. We know very little of this planet. I also sense that Zalbar has much that is unresolved here. It may be beneficial to aid him in this respect. Is this about power, then? You would rather make a decision for the sake of making it than make it wisely? I am only suggesting that both we and Zalbar would benefit from his company while on Kashyyyk. You do want to find the star map, don't you?
This Wookiee slave got a little rebellious. We had to put it down.
Put it down? You murdered him.
I do not approve of this game you are playing. The Wookiee's death is a tragedy, not a chance for your profit.
This place is so wonderful, yet so strange. Maybe we should have Zalbar with us. A guide with local knowledge could be invaluable. I do not like where this is leading. I fear it can only end in sorrow. This isn't justice. It doesn't seem right. But what else could we do? How sad. It feels like the right thing to do, but to destroy a hero.
You mustn't let greed rule your decision here. Justice must be served.
This Wookiee does not like this line of questioning. You'll anger him past reasoning. I did warn you this wouldn't work. I can feel the power of the Force within you, old man. But I do not sense the taint of the dark side. I think you are a servant of the light, despite what you claim.
Wait. I don't trust Shundar. Maybe we should try talking to this Wookiee.
The star map is an artifact of the dark side. The horrors that live here in the Shadowlands could be the result of thousands of generations affected by the star map's power. Come. We should leave this place. There is nothing else for us here. The Shadowlands are a dark and dangerous place. I'm not surprised to find the star map here. Though I cannot help but wonder if the star map predates the forest itself.
Humane, you call it? Beneficial? Sounds like a bunch of excuses, if you ask me.
It's not our place to judge, Karth. As he said, it would change nothing anyway.
Are you saying you approve of this?
Of course not. I would gladly end it had I the power. However, we are here for other reasons, if you will recall. Are you sure this is wise? To support a slaver feels wrong.
Are you going to second-guess everyone?
Of course not. Only the idiots around me.
I have only one other question. These companions of yours, they will not be coming with you, I presume?
Yes. We are only servants to the master.
There's something odd about this servant of yours. No matter. Make sure they don't disturb your training or cause trouble. You are responsible for them. Now, are you ready to go to the academy?
That was a kind thing to do. Better he give up on the Sith while he can. What are you doing? This man is not even a Sith in truth. This is beneath contempt.
Oh, it is no more complicated than I said. Perform impressive deeds, or bring me a suitably valuable artifact from the Valley of the Dark Lords.
One has to wonder exactly what a Sith Master would find impressive.
Ah, finally, the genuine sword. I knew that this relic would be unearthed in time. I can feel the power flowing through it.
I can't say I approve putting this weapon in the hands of...
Well done. You have impressed me greatly. Oh, I heard that the droid ran out and blasted off into the sky. We tracked it for a short while before it vanished from our scanners. What do you make of that? I suppose so. That would explain his disappearance from our scanners, certainly, though I would prefer proof. Still, it shows innovative thinking.
Or innovative lying.
Not really, no. I never progressed beyond Padawan. I have discipline, but no peace. And after my treatment at the hands of the Hutts, there was little room in me for the ways of the Jedi.
You sound much like someone I know.
Yes, well, I imagine I am not unique. Things very easily could have been very different for me.
Too long in the cold and the dark. I am disturbed again. A human.
What is this? A spirit, full of the Force. Be careful. I sense an extremely old and confused mind behind this presence.
We destroyed each other. We desired the secrets of each other to increase our power. We battled until finally our fortress rained down on top of us.
The ancient Sith destroyed each other. The fundamental flaw in their philosophy, one would think.
It worked. Thank you, Sentient. Allow me to give you several of my redundant systems. They may be used on other droids if you desire. I wish I could reward you with more.
It was a pleasure to have met you. Do you have a name?
Not yet. Perhaps I will have to think of one.
I can't believe that I'm alive. You saved me. You could have easily just answered those questions and let me die. Yes. Well, I see what you mean. I've never been on that side of the fence before. It makes you think. I'd be dead if you weren't... if you were proper Sith. But you're not, are you? Don't worry. I won't tell anyone. You mean the light side?
It's never too late for anyone to feel compassion or remorse. Not even you, Mikkel.
I'd be dead if you weren't... if you were proper Sith. But you're not, are you? Don't worry. I won't tell anyone. You mean the light side?
It's never too late for anyone to feel compassion or remorse. Not even you, Mikkel.
Well, you can have those writings he mentioned. I won't fight you for them. Master Yuthar will be very pleased if you give them to him, you know.
I don't suppose the fact that he's weak as a newborn kith pup has anything to do with his decision.
It's a small mercy, Karth, and that's a start.
That's what I thought. Well, stranger, I don't know whether you're aware of this or not, but here on Korriban, the Sith do as they please. And we are Sith. Quite literally, whether you live or die depends upon our whim. What do you think of that,
Be careful. You don't want to provoke them, do you?
You don't think they're a little pre-provoked to begin with?
Don't be stupid. We needn't make matters worse.
Those are very brave words for such an insignificant person. Do you not realize how many Sith are here in Dresde?
Is this a raffle? How many guesses do we get?
Are you mad? Don't provoke them.
Ah,
I trust you will be responsible for ensuring your slaves are not disruptive, then.
No more disruptive than our master will be.
What was that?
Ignore him, sir. He is mentally deficient, and he drools.
Hey.
Oh, it's a test, all right. It's a test to see if they're actually fool enough to die. If they don't, however, I certainly wouldn't admit them just for that accomplishment.
Disgusting and barbaric. That these men chose to do this willingly astounds me to no end.
Well, you should know better than anyone what some people will do for power, Bastila.
And what is that supposed to mean?
Well, just that the dark side is quite tempting. Or so you always say. What did you think I meant?
Never mind what I thought. Just be quiet. What? Sith don't cooperate on things like this.
Quiet already.
Don't you shush me, Carthonasi.
Keep it up and I'll gag you. Are you forgetting where we are? Now be quiet.
That is murder, and this young person is not even a Sith.
If a Sith told you to go jump off a cliff, would you?
That's beside the point. The Force has given us a vision, like the one we shared on Dantooine. Did you see it? Of course. You must have. The Force is strong with us both. There are some who believe Korriban is the birthplace of the Sith. This planet is an evil place. There are secrets here best left uncovered. During the vision I felt cold and trapped, almost as if I was buried alive. It felt like we were in some kind of tomb. No doubt things will become more clear once we discover the star map's location. You were right, of course. We cannot turn away from the path we've started on, no matter where it may lead. The visions are as much yours as mine, and they are the key to finding the Starforge and stopping Malak. Kashyyyk is a lush but simple and undeveloped world. I would not have expected to find the alien technology of a star map here. The Wookiees of Kashyyyk make their home high among the Rosha branches. Only their bravest warriors dare to descend into the forbidding depths of the forest. If the star map is located far beneath us on the planet's surface, as our vision seems to suggest, it's unlikely the Wookiees even know of its existence. Tatooine is known for little but blowing sand. I find it surprising that there would be a star map somewhere in its desolate wastes. A star map would likely have to be within some kind of shelter to protect it against dust and sandstorms. I suspect there are many such caves and caverns hidden in the sands of the Dune Sea. The creatures of this world probably use them as their lairs. Perhaps, though that would have been tens of thousands of years in the past. Now there's nothing but the howling emptiness of the Dune Sea. It is strange that anyone would have built a star map here. The entire surface of Manon is covered by nothing but vast oceans. The ocean floor is vast, and much of it is uncharted, even by the native Selkath. But how could Revan and Malak have found their way down? It is possible. The melting of polar caps or a cataclysmic earthquake could have buried the land beneath the waves eons ago. Records from that time are incomplete. Another vision. The Force is guiding us, helping us retrace the steps of Malak and his old master, leading us ever closer to the Starforge. You felt it, yes? Another vision? The Force continues to work through us, showing us the star maps unearthed by Revan and Malak. Maybe you're right. Most of the Dark Jedi would only know me by name, but there are a few among them who might recognize my face. For the safety of our mission, I must remain on the Ebon Hawk while we are on this planet. We can't risk having any of the Dark Jedi Masters recognize me. For the sake of the mission, I must remain hidden in the Ebon Hawk while we are on this world.
Admiral Kareth taught me everything I know about being a soldier. He was a legend in the Republic fleet, and a hero to me until he betrayed us. When the Sith attacked my homeworld, the Leviathan, which is Saul Kareth's flagship, was at the head of the fleet. My family was destroyed that day, and my wife died in the Sith bombardment. I'm not going to do anything stupid. I won't throw our lives away in some mad quest for vengeance, but if I get a chance to kill Saul during our escape, nobody better get in my way.
Talk of an escape is somewhat premature, don't you think? We don't even have a plan to get out of this mess yet.
I'll admit it won't be easy. Saul's no fool, and he won't underestimate us either. You can count on plenty of guards watching every move we make.
Maybe Admiral Kareth doesn't know how many of us there are on board. We all have special talents. Talents we could exploit so that one of us could stage a rescue. We just have to figure out who has the best chance to avoid capture so they can come and rescue us later. It's a long shot, but it's our only hope. The Admiral will be watching the three of us far too closely for any plot involving you, me, or Karth to succeed. It's going to be up to one of the others to get us out of this.
Well, if we're going to pick someone to save our skins, we better do it quick. In another minute, we're going to have Sith troops marching up our loading ramp. In another minute, we're going to have Sith troops marching up our loading ramp. Well, the droid's right. If we disable him, the Sith will probably wipe his memory chips and take him to the junk pile. But if we can rig a backup memory chip with a timer, when it kicks in, the little fellow will be reactivated and he can come find us. Well, that's a risk we might have to take, unless you can come up with a better plan to get us out of this.
Is that wise? We need someone inconspicuous for this task, and Wookiees tend to draw a lot of attention, especially from arresting troops. Maybe you should go with someone else. That is not the way of the Jedi. Vengeance, anger, emotion. These things lead to the dark side. We will never serve Malak or the dark side. The Sith will be destroyed, Admiral Kareth, as will you if you don't turn away from this path.
Your words are brave, Bastila, but the lure of the dark side is hard to resist, or so I've been told. I wonder if your companion is as devoted to the light as you are.
Don't waste your breath, Saul. We won't answer any of your questions.
I'm sure you won't. However, we both know your friend's loyalties have proven in the past to be somewhat flexible. The interrogation will begin now. Each time you refuse to answer or give me a false answer, Bastila will suffer.
My pain is meaningless. Tell him nothing.
I tire of these games. Now I want answers. On what planet is the Jedi Academy at which you were trained? Very well, this is the price of your resistance. Enough! You see what happens when you try to defy me. Alderaan is nothing but a planet of artisans and philosophers. There is no training academy there. You must think this is a game.
No! Don't say any more!
An excellent beginning. I'm glad you're being reasonable. This first question was a test. Obviously, Malak knew the academy was on Dantooine, and it has since been destroyed by our fleet. Dantooine is an empty graveyard now. Nothing is there but a smoking ruin and the charred remains of your former masters. Perhaps you need a reminder of the consequences of refusing to cooperate.
No. No! The pain. The pain!
Listen. Can you not hear her suffering? You can spare her further pain by simply answering my questions. Now I will ask again, on what mission did the Jedi Council send you? Perhaps another lesson is in order.
No! No! I beg you, no! Mercy! No!
I am surprised she did not pass out sooner. Rarely have I seen someone withstand such punishment and remain conscious. I see I am wasting my time here. When Malak arrives, you will learn my interrogation techniques are considered merciful among the Sith.
Why? Why are you telling him this?
You should be grateful, Bastila. He is sparing you agony beyond comprehension.
Words that betray the Jedi Order bring me more pain than any torture ever could.
A diary? This is not the time for jokes. I will only ask you one more time. How did you find out about the Starforge?
For the sake of the Republic, don't tell him anything.
Don't listen to her. Tell me what I want to know or watch Bastila suffer.
No! How could you betray the Jedi like this?
I find your willingness to cooperate pleasing, though it seems your answers are quite upsetting to Bastila. Not to worry. We are almost finished here. I am interrogating you, not the other way around. You will answer questions, not ask them.
What are you saying? Physical pain is nothing compared to the suffering of the galaxy if Malak should defeat the Jedi. Don't try to move too quickly. You might not be fully recovered yet. Admiral Kareth had his guards continue to torture you even after you passed out.
They tortured all of us, though you got the worst of it by far. Saul wanted them to make us suffer. He's become some sort of sadistic monster.
The dark side has perverted him, Karth. Once you start down the tainted path, it leads you ever further into the depths of evil. I fear he is forever lost. Yes, I suppose you're correct. Sometimes it's easy to lose sight of that hope in the face of such unbridled cruelty. But you speak the truth. I suppose I'm taking the news of Dantooine's destruction quite hard. First Taras, now the Academy. Is there no end to the killing? I'd like to believe that Saul was lying to us. But even as he said the words, I knew they were true. The Academy is gone. We should have felt a disturbance in the Force when the attack came. The fact that we did not is a bad sign. I fear the dark side is growing stronger, casting shadows our vision cannot pierce. I can only hope that some of the Jedi escaped. Rook, Vendar, Zar. I cannot imagine all of them being gone. In any case, we've lost our one place of refuge in the galaxy.
None of this will matter if we don't get out of this prison before Saul gets back. Saul mentioned that Lord Malak was on his way. I think the Admiral left to prepare for his arrival and to report the results of our interrogation.
I only wish you'd been able to resist the Admiral's questioning. I hope the information you revealed does not bring the entire galaxy under the dominion of the Sith. I appreciate your feelings for me, but you can't let your feelings override your judgment. Remember the Jedi Code. There is no emotion. There is peace. Your efforts were well-intentioned, but poorly thought out. Saul tortured us all anyway. There is too much at stake to let reckless passion rule our actions. I know if I'd been in that position, I would not have betrayed the Order and the Republic.
Stop it, both of you. Bastila, you can't honestly say how you would have reacted in that situation. Nobody can. Besides, Saul already had all the information. I could tell. Don't be so hard on yourself. I've known the Admiral a long time. I could see that he already knew the answers to the questions he was asking.
I appreciate your feelings for Carth, but you can't let your feelings override your judgment. Remember the Jedi Code. There is no emotion. There is peace.
I've known Admiral Kareth a long time, and I think you're right. The interrogation was a sham. Saul was toying with us. He didn't care what we told him. I think it was just an excuse to torture us.
Your attitude disturbs me. Such selfishness is a sign of the dark side's taint, and it does little to fill me with confidence in you.
Forget about it, Bastila. It doesn't matter anyway. I've known the Admiral a long time. I could see that he already knew the answers to the questions he was asking.
Did you feel that? A disturbance in the Force. The Admiral has sent his message. The Dark Lord knows we're here now. Malak is coming.
Well, then we better hope Mission busts us out of here before he arrives. Well, then we better hope T3M4 busts us out of here before he arrives. Well, then we better hope Jolie busts us out of here before he arrives. Well, then we better hope Canderous busts us out of here before he arrives. Well, then we better hope Juhani busts us out of here before he arrives. Well, then we better hope HK-47 busts us out of here before he arrives.
We better get moving. I can feel the darkness of Malak's presence approaching, and I don't want to be here when he arrives. None of us is a match for the Sith Lord. Then you are a fool. The power of the Dark Lord is strong enough to destroy any of us, even you. It would be suicide to face Malak here. We need to get away before he arrives. Surprise and secrecy will serve us best. A small group might have a better chance of sneaking onto the bridge undetected while the others make their way down to the Ebon Hawk.
Count me in, then. I've got a score to settle with the Admiral before we get off this ship, and I have a feeling I'm going to find him on the Leviathan's bridge.
It is fortunate you were able to resist the Admiral's questioning. The fate of the galaxy could be changed by revealing the slightest piece of vital information. I have to confess something. There was a moment, just a moment, when part of me was hoping you would tell him what he wanted to know, just to make the horrible pain stop. I know you would never do anything to intentionally cause me pain, but you did the right thing. I don't honestly know if I could have been as strong in your position. To watch you suffer like that, it might have been too much for me to bear. You wanted me to suffer. You enjoyed my torment. I don't know what to say. I thought there was a bond between us. Maybe you're not the man I thought you were. This is not a matter to joke about. If there is one thing we can learn from Saul, it's how the power of the dark side can corrupt even the bravest of heroes. I'm sorry, forgive me. Snapping at you like that won't help our situation. That's a good idea. The others can get to the Ebon Hawk on their own, but Carth and I might need your help. The three of us will get our equipment and make our way to the bridge. The rest of you head down to the docking hangar where they've got the Ebon Hawk. You'll have to find a way to deal with the guards.
Don't you worry about that. I know how to deal with the guards. They won't know what hit them.
We'll meet you there as soon as we get those docking bay doors open. Just make sure the Hawk is ready to fly when we get there. And may the Force be with you. That's true, Carth. You can come, but don't let your hatred of Saul Kareth jeopardize our true mission, getting the Ebon Hawk safely off the Leviathan. You better come with me and Carth. The others can find their way on their own, but we might run into trouble. We'll need you and your powerful Force abilities to deal with it. Well done, Jolie. I knew we could count on you. A Jedi never fails to get the task done. Well done, Juhani. In freeing us from the cell, you have proven yourself truly worthy of the title of Jedi.
Don't be a fool. I'm giving you and your companions a chance to surrender, a chance to live. Darth Malak himself is on his way. He'll be arriving any moment.
He speaks the truth, Carth. I can feel the Dark Lord's presence approaching.
He's gone. He said... It can't be true, can it? No, it can't. Damn you, Saul. Damn you. Bastila, it is true, isn't it? And you knew. You and the whole damn Jedi Council, you knew the whole time.
Carth, it's not what you think. We had no other choice. Please, you don't understand.
So make me understand.
Not here, Carth. Please, there's no time. Malak is coming. This isn't the place. Please, Carth, I'm asking you to trust me for just a little while longer.
Okay, I'll trust you, Bastila, but as soon as we're off this ship, I expect some answers.
Of course, Carth. As soon as we get to the Ebon Hawk, I'll explain everything. To both of you, I promise.
How you survived the final battle is a mystery to me. Perhaps you should ask Bastila. After all, she was part of the Jedi strike team that captured you.
It's true. I was part of the team sent to capture Revan, to capture you. When Malak fired on the ship, you were badly injured. We thought you were dead. Your mind was destroyed, but I used the Force to preserve the flicker of life in your body. I brought you to the Jedi Council. They were the ones who healed your damaged mind.
The Jedi Council didn't restore your wounded mind, Revan. They merely programmed it with a new identity, one loyal to the Republic. They tried to make you their slave.
I wanted to tell you, but the Council forbid it. They were afraid you might return to the dark side if you discovered your real identity.
But now you know the truth, Revan. The Council has failed in their attempt to make you their pawn. The will of a Sith Lord is not so easily manipulated.
How can you say that? Malak nearly killed you, but the Jedi Council gave you another chance to live. They gave you a chance to redeem yourself by defeating the Sith.
A rash and futile hope. The dark side is too strong. My power is too great. Even my old master is no longer a match for me.
The Jedi hold all life sacred, even that of a Sith Lord. I could not just let you die, Revan, not if it was possible to save you.
Bastila hides the truth behind noble words, Revan. The Jedi needed the memories buried deep in your wounded mind. There was no other way to bring them out. They had to keep you alive.
We couldn't simply restore your true identity. Revan was too dangerous. But locked inside your mind was information the Republic needed, the secrets of the Starforge. The Council created an identity for you, a soldier under my command. Your subconscious memories were supposed to lead me to the Starforge. There was no other way to get the information.
They made you their puppet, Revan, and Bastila was the handler pulling your strings.
When I used my Force powers to keep you alive on that bridge, it created our bond. I convinced the Council that I could use that bond to draw out your memories and lead us to the Starforge.
Tell the truth, Bastila. You wanted to taste the dark side for yourself. You knew the only way the Council would permit you to explore the Sith's power was through Revan's lost memories.
No. I wanted to help you, Revan. I thought this mission would redeem you, that it would atone for your past crimes. How else could you be saved? You had to be healed so I could try and draw out the secrets of the Starforge. It was our only hope of stopping the Sith. It was a risk the Council chose to take. This isn't over, Malak.
Your friends do not give up easily, Revan. You always could inspire loyalty. But even the three of you together cannot stand against my power.
I'll hold Malak off. You two get out of here. Find the Starforge.
No, Bastila, he's too strong.
For the Jedi!
You are strong, child. But I will break you.
You think torture will turn me, Malak? You're a fool. I'll never fall to the dark side.
Torture? No, dear Bastila. You misunderstand. This is but a taste of the dark side to whet your appetite. When you finally swear loyalty to me, it will be willingly.
Never.
Such resolve in your words, but I see the truth in your heart. The dark side calls to you, Bastila. You hunger to taste it. Become my apprentice, and all its power can be yours.
Bastila, you're alive. I was worried about you for a minute that I was sure we'd never see you again once Malak got it. Wait a minute. Where are Juhani and Jolie Bindo? Are they okay? What happened inside that temple? What? What are you talking about?
The Jedi Council has failed, Karth. Darth Revan has been reborn. Together we will destroy Malak and seize control of his fleet, then use it to crush the Republic. Juhani and Jolie would not swear loyalty to the new ruler of the Sith. They died for their foolishness. Now swear loyalty to Darth Revan or face your own death.
No, you can't mean that. This isn't you. You're not Revan, I know it. You've got to resist it. This isn't you talking. We can help you. We can find a way to...
My. I think the sad fool may actually be in love with you, Revan.
No, we serve the Republic. You're no better than Malak. We'll never swear allegiance to one who serves the dark side.
Wait, Lord Revan. Karth speaks only for himself. He does not speak for the others. He may find he stands alone here. The droids will continue to serve you, Revan. They are programmed to obey their master. And there may be others who will choose to join us. The Republic is doomed. Revan has returned. Who will now swear loyalty to the second coming of the Dark Lord? Well done, Lord Revan. You were as ruthless as Malak ever was. Quickly now, we have to get to the Starforge and destroy the usurper. Revan, I knew you'd come for me. Malak thought you might be afraid to enter the temple again, but he doesn't know you like I do. Not anymore. Not since you've changed.
Quickly, Bastila, come with us. We have to escape before Malak arrives.
Escape? You don't understand. I have sworn allegiance to Lord Malak and the Sith. I am no longer a pawn of the Jedi Council. You say that as if the dark side is some terrible entity. The Jedi Council has brainwashed you like all the others, like they once did with me. They speak of the dark side as if it is something to be feared, but in reality their only goal is to manipulate those who are strong in the Force. The fear of the dark side is a tool to maintain control. Why do you think the Jedi forbid you and Malak from joining the Mandalorian Wars? They knew you would realize your true potential and break free of their domination. Malak has shown me how the Jedi Council have been using me the same way they once tried to use you. They've been holding me back because they knew one day I would surpass them all. I resisted at first. I endured the Sith torments with the passionless serenity of a true Jedi, emptying my mind. But after a week of endless tortures, I finally saw the truth. Malak forced me to acknowledge my anger and pain. He showed me the liberating power of these emotions. Then he made me see how the Jedi Council has denied me what is mine by right. The Jedi Council gladly used my battle meditation in their wars, but they still treated me like a child, like an inferior. They were jealous of my power, of what I could become. They wanted me to bow and call them master and follow their code and obey their every order. But all the while they were exploiting my battle meditation for their own use. You are a sad little fool. You speak as if I were the same Bastila that you've known all along. But freed from the control of the Jedi Council, I've become much, much more. I almost wish you could see things as I do now. I wish you could join me and taste true power once again. Sadly, I doubt you're even capable any longer. You think so, do you? You style yourself the master of the Sith that you once were? To think I once envied you. Your passion, your power. Lies! You were the one living a lie, Revan. The Jedi Council made you into something you are not. They programmed you to be their slave. You used to be Revan, master of the Sith, but no longer. You were simply a pawn of the Jedi Council in the Republic they serve, like I was, until Malak freed me from their shackles. A pity the power you once had is so diluted in you. You could have been as strong as I am now. Stronger even. But that will never happen now. With the power of the Starforge, Malak will destroy the Republic and conquer the galaxy. And I will be the apprentice at his side, after I prove my worth by killing you. Surely you know what I mean, Revan. Look at what the Council did to you. They turned you into their puppet. The same thing they do to all who are truly strong in the Force. You were stronger than I would have thought possible after what the Jedi Council did to you. Seems that Malak was wrong. The power of the dark side is not lost to you after all, Revan. You can deny what you are, Revan, but you're only fooling yourself. I know the truth. I have seen the shadows inside your mind, remember? I was there when you nearly died in the trap set by the Jedi Council. I used the Force to preserve your life, Revan. We are forever linked by my actions on that bridge. These are not your true feelings, Revan. You are speaking as a tool of the Jedi Council, as I once did. But now I see how the Jedi used us both. The Council tried to exploit the bond between us. They hoped I would draw out your memories to lead them to the Starforge. We were slaves to their will, like all who follow the Jedi Code. But in our shared visions of the star maps, I also felt the so-called taint within you. I resisted it at first, but now I embrace the power of the dark side. Your dark side. Mistakes? No, Revan. The only mistake you are making is the one you are making now. You deny yourself the power that is yours by right. Only now do I realize how strong you are. You deserve to be the true master of the Sith, not Malak. I see this now. Together we can destroy your old apprentice. Join with me and reclaim your lost identity. Your mind was too badly damaged to ever fully restore your memories, Revan. But your power, your strength of will, the essence of who and what you are, these things still remain. Once, long ago, you defied the Jedi Council, freeing yourself from their control. You claimed your rightful title of Dark Lord of the Sith. Together we can defeat Malak and take back what is yours. I don't. The only Revan I could respect is the one who would break free of the Council's slavery. one who would grasp the power that lies before him, not the weak fool I see.
Bastila, it is not too late for you to be saved. The teachings of the Jedi can lead you from the dark side back into the light and the true understanding of the Force.
You are beneath my contempt, Juhani. When you felt the power of the dark side, you fled to a cave like some cowering animal. You know nothing of the Force or its true potential. But you, Revan, the power of the dark side is yours to command. You can use it to destroy Malak. With my help, you could rule over the entire galaxy.
It's not too late for you, Bastila. The dark side is evil, but it isn't all-powerful. You can still fight against it. Don't let it consume you.
You are beneath my contempt, old man. You hid like a coward for decades on Kashyyyk. You know nothing about the true potential of the Force.
Listen to me. The dark side leads to death and destruction. I've seen the horrors the Sith have unleashed on the galaxy. Turn away from this path.
Shut up, old man. Your time is over. The age of the Jedi and the Republic is no more. This is the age of Darth Revan and the Sith.
Don't do this, kid. I don't want to, but I'll fight you if I have to, even if it costs me my life.
A true Jedi would never bow down to the Sith. If this is your decision, I have no choice but to do battle against you.
Kill her. Rend her flesh. Show her the fate of all who dare stand against us. Embrace the power of the dark side.
I'm a Jedi. I'll never bow down to the Sith. If you go through with this, I have no choice but to do battle against you.
Kill him. Grind his old bones to dust. Show him the fate of all who dare stand against us. Embrace the dark side. Yes, the sacrificial blood will consecrate this ancient temple in the name of the Sith. With the death of the Jedi, the rebirth of Darth Revan will be complete.
No, do not walk down this path. It can only lead to destruction. I know of what I speak.
Shut up, Juhani. You know nothing of the dark side's true potential. When you felt its touch, you fled to a cave and cowered in terror.
I have no wish to fight you and Bastila. But if you choose to walk down this path, you know I must stand against you, even at the cost of my life.
I need deny my passions no longer, Revan. I would stand by your side gladly. As your lover and apprentice, I swore allegiance to Malak only because I thought you had lost the power you once wielded. But this would be much better. I would be utterly yours, Master. Together we would destroy Malak, and you would reclaim the mantle of Dark Lord. It is your power that will keep me as your loyal apprentice, Revan. I swore allegiance to Malak only because I thought you'd lost the power you once wielded, but you have proven yourself in our battle. I see you possess the strength to destroy Malak and reclaim the mantle of Dark Lord. Now I see you will make a worthy Sith Master. You were a pathetic fool, Revan. Together we could have defeated Malak and ruled over an empire. But now I will be at Lord Malak's side instead. You will be crushed with the Republic and all the fools who bow down to the Jedi Council. No one can stand against the power of the Starforge and the Sith fleet. Of course not. I have been reborn in the wake of destiny. Your destiny. The power of the dark side is yours by right. Our bond is not easily broken, Revan. Even when your mind was destroyed and reprogrammed with a new identity, the bond between us endured. Do not mistake the power of the Force for love, Revan. It does not exist. Power is what forged our bond, and power is what made us both tools of the Jedi Council. Yes, Revan, I was there when you almost died in the trap set by the Jedi Council. I used the Force to preserve your life. We are forever linked by my actions on that bridge. The Council tried to exploit our bond. They hoped your memories would lead me to the Starforge. But in our shared visions of the star maps, I also tasted the power of the taint within you. You will have to disable the energy shield around this temple before we can leave. There is a computer here on the temple summit that has access to the power generators. You can also use it to disable the disruptor field that protects the Starforge. Otherwise, the Ebon Hawk will not be able to leave the planet without crashing. The Republic fleet must have got the message Karth sent as we were crashing onto that planet. Maybe we can use their arrival to our advantage. If Malak is distracted by the attack, we should be able to get in close enough to dock on the Starforge and hunt the Dark Lord down.
This is Admiral Fawn Dodonna to the Ebon Hawk. Do you read us?
Admiral Dodonna, this is Bastila Shan of the Jedi Order. We are receiving your transmission.
It is good to hear your voice, Bastila. We had thought you were lost to us. Karth's transmission reported that Malak had taken you prisoner.
The Jedi sent to rescue me from the Dark Lord did their job well, though I am sorry to report Karth did not survive the mission.
It His loss is a great blow to the Republic. We could have used him in this battle. We were about to pull back. We're taking heavy losses against the Starforge.
Don't pull back, Admiral. You have to attack the Starforge now. Otherwise the Sith will use its power to destroy the Republic.
I'll try to press the attack, but we can't hold out much longer. Not unless you can use your battle meditation to turn the tide. This is Master Vandor. A number of Jedi Knights have joined our fleet under his command.
Bastila's power could help you win this battle, Admiral, but it will mean nothing if Malak escapes. Destroying the Starforge is secondary to stopping the Sith threat once and for all.
What are you proposing?
A small squadron of Jedi Knights in snub fighters could penetrate the Sith blockade and dock on the space station. If they can find Malak, we can end the threat of the Sith forever.
I'll order the fleet to press the attack and provide some cover for your fighters. But what of Bastila and her battle meditation?
Bastila, you and the Padawan should join us. We will need the combined strength of our entire order to defeat Malak.
As you wish, Master Vandar.
And may the Force be with you.
The fools. Even Master Vandar did not realize you've reclaimed your identity as the Dark Lord. The Jedi strike team and the Republic forces will provide the perfect distraction as we hunt down your ex-apprentice. And once we have slain Malak, I can use my battle meditation and the power of the Starforge to crush the Republic fleet. All our enemies will be destroyed in a single glorious day. I've been expecting you, Revan. After I fled from the temple, I knew you would find some way to follow me. I knew you weren't about to give up. Sadly, I know this is true. Had you reclaimed the power of your previous identity, I would be your apprentice, not Malak's. But you rejected the dark side. Now you must pay the price. Here on the Starforge, the power of the dark side is at its strongest. This time, you will not defeat me. You're wasting your time. I have seen the Jedi for what they are, weak and afraid. The Sith are the true masters of the Force. You've forgotten that lesson, Revan. I have no doubt of that. I was no match for you in the temple, but when I fled, I knew you would follow me here. I see now why Malak followed you. Even though you're only a shell of your former self, you're still a formidable opponent. I can't even imagine the power you must have wielded when you were the Dark Lord. You were a fool to give it all up and follow the light side. The dark side has made me stronger than I ever was before. I have a greater command of the Force than all but the most powerful Jedi Masters. As Malak teaches me the greatest secrets of the Sith, I will unlock more of my potential. Eventually, there'll be no limit to what I can accomplish with the Force. Have you forgotten the ways of the Sith already, Revan? Eventually, I will challenge my master. If I am worthy, he will die by my hand, and I will become the new Sith Master. Then I will take on my own apprentice, and the cycle will begin again. This is the way of the Sith. It is how we assure our leaders are always the strongest and most worthy. No, Revan, it is you who are doomed. No, Revan, you are the one who will die here. Then it's time for you to prove it. You are growing weary. I can sense it. Your strength falters. The light side is failing you while the power of the Starforge re-energizes me. Soon this will all be over. The dark side will always triumph over the light. Malak has assured me of victory. You can't defeat me here on the Starforge. You can't. You dare spew those Jedi lies in my face? You will die screaming, Revan. What type of trick is this? I am a Sith apprentice now. You place too much faith in what I used to be, and for that you shall pay. No, this is not possible. You have rejected the dark side. You are a weak and pathetic servant of the light. How can you still stand against me? Why can't I defeat you? Yes, I see you speak the truth. I am no match for you. Please, for the sake of what we once shared, do not make me suffer. End my life quickly. There is no other way. What other choice do you have? I have fallen to the dark side. I am the apprentice to the Dark Lord himself. You cannot let me live. No, I am not strong enough. There is too much anger inside me now. Too much hatred and fear. I can no longer find peace in the Force. You always had more strength than I did. I told you that. I felt so helpless before your destiny. You were Revan and I couldn't tell you. It was agonizing. Even worse when I began to feel closer to you. I despised myself for it. And even now, I feel your strength. It does help me. Thank you. I think I can face the end now. If you were the one to end it for me. No. That bond is what took me down this path to begin with. It poisoned me. I hated myself for loving you, and now I have betrayed everything. I doubt mere words can help me now, but to appease you I will recite them. There is no emotion. There is peace. There is no ignorance. There is knowledge. There is no passion. There is serenity. There is no chaos. There is harmony. Strange, but even now I find comfort in these words. I suppose old habits die hard. There is no death. There is the Force. Thank you, Revan. I am ready to face my fate now. I know a flicker of the light still burns within me. Malak felt it too. He knew it could only be extinguished if I killed you. But what good is a single flicker of light against the sea of darkness I am drowning in? I can never atone for my betrayal. There is nothing in my heart but the blackness of the dark side. I'm sick of your preaching, Revan. Yes, I could join you in your battle against the Dark Lord. That alone would not make up for all I have done. Yet it would be a step in the right direction. But how would you be able to trust me? How do you know I wouldn't turn on you when you faced Darth Malak? How do you know the dark side wouldn't make me betray you again? You play a dangerous game. Are you certain you wish to take this risk? I could end your life and gain Malak's favor with a single stroke of my lightsaber. You are brave, and some would say foolish. But you were also right. The dark side has not wholly consumed me. I cannot raise my blade against you. You will go on to defeat Malak. Of this I have little doubt. You will have gone from being the Sith Lord himself to the savior of our galaxy. And you said you loved me. This may not be the best time to say it, but I love you too, with all my heart. After this? No. Nothing could make me feel safer than to be loved by you. I must know something first. Before that happens, I must ask you something. Will there be a place for me in your future? Do you love me? I see. Thank you for your honesty. It's probably for the best that it goes no further. You saved me, and I will always be grateful. You should go. Malak awaits. This isn't over yet. For any of us. I should stay here, though. If we face Malak, I am afraid his dark presence will overwhelm me. It would not be wise to expose myself to such temptation. I'm sorry, but the risk is too great. I am not wholly free of the dark side's shadow. Not yet. But you are more than a match for the Dark Lord. I understand that now. Yes, that would be for the best. You don't need me to defeat Malak anyway. Now I understand that a true Jedi is a match for any Sith, even the Dark Lord himself. You are brave and foolish. The dark side has wholly consumed me, and you will suffer for failing to see that. A wise decision. You cannot trust me, and you cannot bring yourself to execute me. I see now there is only one way this can end. The time for words is done. Defend yourself. The Jedi Code is nothing but words, the babblings of senile old masters. The Code cannot help me now. I ask you for an honorable death, but you are too weak to even grant me that. No more words. This must end with blood. You were a special case. The Council had no other choice. They needed you alive so they could discover the location of the Star Forge. It was an act of desperation. It was my responsibility to watch over you, to make sure you did not slip back into your evil ways. I was supposed to protect you from the dark side, but at what cost? In protecting you, I fell to the dark side myself. Is that the price of a Jedi's redemption? Must another of the Order fall to save me? I cannot allow that to happen. Please, this is too painful. Strike me down. End this now, quickly. There is no other way. I suppose you're right. If the path I have chosen is that of the dark side, I don't see any way I could atone for what I've done. I deserve to die. It's true I possess feelings for you. But was it only an illusion brought about by our bond? And what was the cost? Please, this is too painful. End it now, quickly. There is no other way. You love me. There was a time I yearned for, and yet dreaded to hear those words. I loved you too, but I could never face who you were. Malak knew how I felt. Any part of the light that was within me would be extinguished when I killed you. But what good is love? It cannot save me from the sea of blackness I am drowning in. I have betrayed everything I ever believed in. How can I atone for that? Do it. Quickly. I will stay here in this chamber and use my battle meditation to aid the Republic fleet. I am their only hope of destroying the Star Forge and ending the Sith menace. You must go and face Malak, but you have to hurry. Once I turn the battle in the Republic's favor, we won't have much time to escape the Star Forge before it's destroyed. Good luck, my love, and may the Force be with you. Good luck, and may the Force be with you. The Star Forge is under assault from the entire Republic fleet. If I don't use my battle meditation to turn the tide, Admiral Dodonna's capital ships will destroy the Starforge. I have to stay here in the command center so that I can best use my battle meditation against our enemy. If I don't, the Starforge will be lost. You must go to face Malak without me. Find him, kill him, and reclaim the title of Dark Lord of the Sith. With each passing moment, your old apprentice becomes stronger, Master. We must act quickly to exact your vengeance. Malak will pay for stealing the mantle of the Dark Lord from you. The fool is dead. Now there's nothing in the way of your victory. The Republic knocked out the Starforge generators. This factory's doomed. It's falling from orbit. Quickly, we have to get to the Ebon Hawk before this whole complex plunges into the heart of the sun. That's wonderful news. I don't think anyone actually expected that he could be redeemed. I'm surprised you would even think of trying. That's wonderful news. I don't think anyone actually expected that he could be redeemed. I'm surprised you would even think of trying.
Bastila, you were a fool to betray the Master, and an even bigger fool to return to the Starforge.
The only fools are those who still follow Malak. Open your eyes and see the true Lord of the Sith. Revan has returned.
Revan is nothing. Malak earned the title of Dark Lord by defeating his old master. And now I will become Malak's new apprentice by doing the same.
We'll deal with these Sith. The rest of you split up. Find Malak. We can't let the Dark Lord escape this time.
Excellent. The Jedi fools will provide a distraction to the Sith troops while we hunt down Malak.
Watch out! There's something wrong with the Wookiee.
The Wookiee is weak. The strain of Mission's murder was too much for him. His mind has snapped. Master, why have you summoned me? Without my battle meditation, there is a chance the Republic capital ships could break through and attack the Starforge itself.
This will not take long, Bastila. You will be able to resume your battle meditation soon enough. I only wanted you to know that Revan is here on the Starforge.
Revan? But...
The Force is bringing us towards a confrontation with my old master. The Starforge has drawn our enemies together, so they may all die in a single glorious day. You must kill Revan to prove yourself worthy of being my apprentice, Bastila. You must finish what began in the Rakatan Temple.
Yes, Lord Malak.
I sense your fear, Bastila, but it is unfounded. The power of the Starforge will feed the dark side within you. It will give you the strength you need to defeat my old master. Stay here in the command center while you use your battle meditation against the Republic fleet. Revan will find you here in due time. It is inevitable.
Of course, Master. I will not fail you again.
Perhaps you will triumph, Bastila. But even if you fail, it will give me the time I need to complete my preparations of the station's defenses. And then we shall see if Revan can stand against the full fury of the Starforge.
All you have to do is listen to me. That's all I ask.
Carth, I knew I sensed your presence. I should have known you would find a way to meddle in this one last time.
Don't interfere, Bastila. This is between me and Revan.
You're a fool. Revan has already made her choice, and there is no turning back. Don't listen to him, Master. Let me strike him down. Seize your victory.
I love you. Even now, even after all you've done. I love you like I haven't loved anyone or anything since my wife died, and I didn't even think that was possible. You may not love me. You may not love anything anymore now that you've gone over to the dark side, but I believe that there's still some part of you that I can reach. There is a part of you that believes in hope and mercy and love. And that part knows that it will soon be gone forever.
Your words are meaningless. You have no idea of the power we now wield. Revan will rule the galaxy.
No, it's too late for that. And it's too late for you to turn back. But you can end this here. There's still time for one final act of redemption. Kill Bastila. Without her battle meditation, the Republic fleet can destroy the Starforge and rid the galaxy of this evil. Stay here on the Starforge with me. We won't have time to get off before the Starforge is destroyed, not if you stop Bastila, but our sacrifice can save the Republic. If you don't, all you have is emptiness and darkness. You don't want that. Please don't want that. Stay. Let's end this now, together.
No, I won't let you do this. Don't be a fool, Revan. No, you can't do this. Not when we're so close. With the power of the Starforge, you are invincible, and all the planets tremble at your might. The time of the Republic is over. The reign of the Dark Lord has begun.